Head over to nationstrucks.com and check out their inventory of badass trucks, lifted trucks, work trucks, diesels, and 4x4s. They specialize in lifted trucks. And most importantly, they've got them on the lot right now at a time where so many other people don't. So if you are looking to make that upgrade, make this weekend be the one you do it. Go to nationstrucks.com, work out your deal, and with approved credit, take advantage of interest rates as low as 1.99%. Make no payments for 120 days. Before you buy any truck, new or used, go see our friends at Nation Trucks in Sanford. Let them know C-Lane from the News Junkie sent you.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studio. Car accidents, other injuries, call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Tuesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do have a fun program teed up for you today. We'll find out what the hell's happening out there with woke news in just a bit. We'll get that answer with Deb. Jack has his Olympic update. We'll do that in 3:45. 4 o'clock, What'd You Do That's New? We'll go over Ross's Choice, which is the new Bo Burnham Inside special that you can see on Netflix. Trivia, Ross Thoughts, Last Call, your calls and text, opportunities to win cool stuff like cash, coming all day today. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
I'm back.
Producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
What's up, Jim?
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social media. That's Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. Broadcasting live and video on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And, of course, you can take us wherever you go using the iHeartRadio app. How was your day off, kiddo?
It was awesome.
What'd you do? A whole bunch of sitting? A whole bunch of Disney moving watching?
No, I watched Bo Burnham, and then I fantasized about what it's going to be like to be here at 4 o'clock for the What'd You Do That's New segment, because I just had images of Jimmy dancing through my head through that entire hour and a half. I thought,
I hate the fact that you guys think you know what I'm going to feel. I absolutely hate, for you guys who don't know what You Do That's New is, we'll do it at 4 o'clock every Tuesday. We do it at 4 o'clock. You know, we suggest something for the other members of the show to watch so we can kind of get a feel of, you know, what we're into. I mean, it's a cool list. You can see it at JimColbertLive.com. The master list is there. This choice was Ross's, and he and Jack both are obsessed with this Bo Burnham special called Inside. And when I say obsessed, I think Jack has seen it 5 or 6 times and has heard it more times than that. And I think Ross has Jack beat.
Okay, so I hate when you think that you know me as much as it. So here's the thing.
The irony was so thick on that moment.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Not irony.
I like how you're fighting fire with fire, I suppose.
I'm not fighting any. I'm saying I hate the fact that you guys automatically think that I'm not going to like it. And I don't even know what you're talking about. I mean, you just suggested it. I haven't said anything at all.
Oh, yeah, you have.
You just said I was obsessed with it, I've watched it more than Jack.
Well, you're the king at telling us how we feel about stuff.
Okay,
I love how I just wind it up and let you guys go.
How true is what I just said, though?
I've watched it once.
That's not true. You've listened. Oh, how many times have you listened to it?
I have listened to about 6 of the songs a fair amount. There's a couple of songs that
they're good, though.
I thoroughly enjoy.
Gotcha. Well, I thought you'd seen it more. You've heard it more than Jack, but the other way around. Jack has seen it more than you.
Yeah. No, I've there's about 6 songs that I just think are like, whoa, those are. Welcome to the Internet is a absolute gem.
Yeah. It's
love that one.
There's some interesting stuff. We'll talk about it at 4 o'clock. Bo Burnham's Inside. It may take 2 seconds. It just may take 2 seconds.
And I also selected it because I thought that this would happen, of being that it would be a very
room divider,
and maybe not a room divider, but polarizing. I would say polarizing, that it would definitely invoke a good conversation about that special.
It is critically acclaimed. I mean, you can't go anywhere without, in the world of entertainment, not see a blurb about it. All the right people think it's brilliant and genius and all those things. We will give our estimation of it here at 4 o'clock, so be sure you're here for What You Do That's New. And then today is my choice, so I'll pass that on a little bit later.
So that's what you asked what I was doing with my day off. It was a lot of relaxing. It was a lot of anticipating getting back to work today and being more joyful than I probably should have been.
Just a decompression day?
A decompression day.
Those are so valuable.
They are. Projects
valuable.
that get neglected. There's been a lot of worry around here. A lot of, we come to work, we have fun, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of stuff that's outside of all of our control,
right.
And it's nice to just...
Yeah, and you had a week of, kind of covering my ass, and for people who don't host shows, like I sat in for a lot of hosts before I became a host. I would sit in for Jim, and I would sit in for Russ when he took off, and I actually even sat in for Buckethead a couple times, so I was like the go-to scab host for many, many years, and it is taxing. Like, if that's not what your normal thing is, and then you're asked to do it, it can be a little taxing. It was for me, though.
It is fun, but it's a game changer on how you think about how you approach your job and what you are responsible for. The times where I would host for Buckethead and then go walk into the other room and then produce the file, that first hour of the file, I realized, oh, my brain is done for the day.
Yeah.
And now I gotta keep going
for another 4.
It's like, you come into work one day and you're used to running machine A, and they go, hey, look, machine A is fine today. We need you to run machine B or C today, which you're not really, but you feel that obligation to still be good at it because you work for the company. But it's a totally different machine. And I know that after you do it for a little bit, it can take a little out of you. I'm glad you got a deep rest.
Well, I'm
glad Deb was rehired today.
We told everybody you were fired.
Yeah, I noticed that off the texting service. My stomach got all upset, and I want to immediately run to the elevator and test my key fob. Is that okay?
That's how you do it in this business.
Yeah,
No. How you find out you're fired in this business? Anybody?
You've never been fired in this business, Jimmy, so I find it very...
speak to it.
Yeah, exactly. Again, Jack, to your earlier point, I love how Jimmy tells us how we feel about something. He's never been fired in this business. I've walked away from 2 companies. Tell me, Jimmy, all about how it is.
Hold on, let me brush this off my shoulder.
Okay.
Never been fired. Knock. But I have received the emails. Because in this business,
well, that's everything.
In this business, you get the email. In
this
business,
when someone else has been fired.
In this business, when somebody gets fired in this company, you know immediately when your email doesn't work. Like, our buddy...
Oh, no. I think you know that before when they walk you out the back door, or you go to have that meeting and your GM walks in and you're like, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing here?
I've talked to 2... maybe 3, if I can remember the conversation, people who found out they were not working in this company anymore because they woke up that morning to use their email and it did not work.
Oh, that's harsh.
And then got called in that afternoon too.
Oh, yeah, no.
So that that does happen. So
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine. I thought was.
Listen, man.
Damn.
I got the best lesson ever. You guys get those lessons in life up front, and you look back in hindsight and you go, "Oh my God, I'm so glad I learned that in the beginning of the game." Those very important lessons in life. When I got into this business, a guy had been in the business for a long time, was doing the nighttime show. He was part of a big morning show in town for a while. His name was kind of legendary in the city for that, top 40 kind of, radio. Was kind of a safe guy, kind of like a Bob Saget-y kind of guy, and everybody loved this dude. He was impossible not to like. But when what would turn into the Monsters of the Morning, it was the Russ and Bo show with Dirty Jim at that time. We were kind of moving up the ladder, and I remember the day that dude got let go. And this is a guy that poured, 20, 25, 30 years into this business, and he created these 8-track tapes. They called them carts back in the day, and all your bits that you would make, all your comedy bits, you would mix down from a 4-track mixer onto this cart. And it wasn't like a hard drive or a clip that you just kind of clicked on. It was a physical thing. You had to enter into a machine and then hit play.
And now carts are $60 and you have to screw them into a battery.
Right, exactly. Right. So with that said, when this guy got let go to bring us on to make space for, the Russ and Bo show at that time, they had to let this guy go. And we were near that situation when it happened. They basically walked out, and this guy had been in business 25, 30 years, a legendary guy. And they had all of his stuff in a box, and his check was taped to the top of the box. And when he walked out of the studio that Friday night, they handed it to him. And he said, what about my bits? What about my carts? And they told him right then, oh, we've already buzzed those with the magnet.
Meaning they've been erased.
They erased all of his bits because they wanted the cart to do a commercial with. They didn't want to have to rebuy it. So rather than give him his bits and let him move on, they just zapped them all and then told him they thanked him for his service. So I learned that my first 3 months in this business. Best thing I ever learned in my life.
Well, I wouldn't say they wanted those carts for commercials. That might be what they told them they wanted those carts for. They didn't want those bits airing on some other station's frequency. That's what it was.
He brought them to the station from somewhere else. So I don't know if it was that or not, Deb. I really don't know. But it wouldn't have been beyond our company to, at that time, to erase. Because
I've been in it 30 years. I've got
They're
my
like
opinion.
50 or 60 carts. I mean,
there's a good lesson there, and it's also a lesson that everyone can apply to having a computer. You always back up your stuff.
Always.
You never know when your computer's going to crash.
Always.
And being fired from radio is similar to your computer crashing. Your whole world stops.
All we're trying to say is take that vacation.
Exactly.
Use those vacation days.
Exactly.
That's a big thing in the story right now. They're finding that people now, after 2020 and half of 2021, dealing with COVID, that you've heard us talk about it a lot. Jack and I have given up vacation time back to this company, I think 3 years in a row now.
I hope they like me better.
Oh man, that was so good.
Does that mean? I think that statement means I hope I like myself better.
Yeah. So, but what's happening now is people now have abandoned that whole idea that Jack just said that, hey, if I give days back to the company, they're going to like me more. That will never happen. The company likes you as much as they like you right now, for the most part. Unless you come up with some great algorithm that makes them another $100,000 or $1 million a year,
nope.
You're probably going to be in the same thing you're in. But with that said, you can maneuver around that a little bit. I mean, you can make that thing happen. You can make some things happen.
I don't know what he's talking
That was a
about.
different tone of voice.
I got a little weird.
That got sexual.
Super
Let's
weird.
go back to telling Deb how she should feel about stuff.
Yeah.
No. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us 770-31.
I wonder why.
How many times have you been fired?
Once during
Just
the
one
Great
time?
Recession.
Yeah.
Yeah, walked in 2009, thought I was signing a new deal.
Oh, boy.
That's
No.
the worst.
Yeah.
But and what was really crappy was what I found out afterward was that my program director at the time was desperately trying to save my job and was threatened like, listen, it's either you or her. And
Oh, man.
yeah, I mean, this is a brutal business because, it wasn't long after I was let go that then my morning show person at the time was let go. Then that same PD was let go. But yeah, I walked in thinking I was signing a new deal. And then I was said, well, let's just wait for so-and-so to join the meeting. And I thought, okay, I know what's coming
Yeah, you know
next.
what's going on.
That's like it's like getting a $200 bill and you looking at it and going like, "Oh man, I just got a $200 check."
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, that walk to the back door like you just weren't there for 13 years,
Right,
but there's a procedure. And in this business, they always say you never know when your last day is because they don't want to take the chance that you're going to say something on the air that's going to cost them the license. I can say the first time I left one station to go to another, I gave them my 2-week notice, and actually they asked me to stay a little bit longer. So
Yeah.
that's a feather in your cap when they'll actually let you on the air when they know you're leaving.
I was going to say, that never happens.
That never
Yeah,
happens. They have to be able to trust you.
Do they escort you out? Because I remember
do.
Yeah,
at
they
my
do.
former job that there's the escort out, and I always thought like, well, there's two ways to look at that. You could either for one last minute of your employment feel like a rock star.
Yeah.
Look at my posse.
Yeah. I got security for this.
I got security. That's how baller I am. I'm famous.
different machine.
Yeah, I'm famous.
Different machine.
I'm jobless.
407-916-1041. What's coming up for news, kiddo?
Well, we're going to talk about how the CDC says all but one Florida county is listed as high for COVID transmission, and I bet you couldn't guess which county it is.
All right.
A House committee has begun the January 6th investigation, and if you've got a kid heading to college, you're going to want to make sure they get a job at Walmart. We'll cover that and so much more coming up during Woke News.
That's right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. 4 o'clock, we'll have your first keyword of the day as well. Your chance to win $1,000 right here on The Jim Colbert Show. Back in a second with Deb's News and more of the show right after this.
What's more exciting than a brand new iPhone with a dozen cameras? How about Real Radio on your iPhone? Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the rest. Buy from the best. Goldsmithjewelry.com.
We're looking at stop-and-go traffic eastbound on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. It's also slow coming in from Polk County from U.S. Highway 27 up to 429. Westbound still a steady ride between Princeton Street and Colonial Drive, and also between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway. Some slowdowns, too, between World Drive and 429. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
Hey DQ fans, the chocolate and peanut butter in your favorite Reese's candy is taken to a whole new level in the Reese's Extreme Blizzard Treat. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Reese's Pieces, chocolatey topping, extra peanut butter, and world-famous soft serve. Grab it today, only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Man, when I think about my fence, I think about Mossy Oak Fence and their custom fences. High quality comes to mind. Skilled craftsmen over at Mossy Oak Fence use only the very best materials. And that's awesome because you don't have to get just wood. You can get PVC, you can get aluminum, there's wrought iron out there. These guys are awesome at it. High quality, backed by the best warranty in the business. Sensibility because Mossy Oak offers affordable payment plans. Also safety and security because that's their number one concern. Your family safety and security, that's what they do. So look, man, if you're thinking about a new fence, you got to think Mossy Oak Fences. These guys are great. They killed it for me. They'll do the same thing for you. Simply visit mossyoakfences.com and let the Mossy family protect your family today.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
If you're from Orlando, you know how we do food in the City Beautiful. We waffle our chicken in Metro Diner, udon our noodles at Bento Asian Kitchen, and ye can always find the golden tenders at PDQ. That's why there's DoorDash. Get food from every neighborhood in Orlando. Food so good, it'll make you happier than that other happy place in town. Download the DoorDash app now to find your local favorites, made by Orlando. Order on DoorDash.
Need to turn your home equity into cash? This is Robert Palmer, and home values are at an all-time high. Smart homeowners are accessing home equity at today's low rates, but don't use your home equity to pay closing costs. Let me pay them instead. Visit rpfunding.com for details. NMLS 70168, Equal Housing.
Team USA is ready for the Olympic Games, and so is Jacob.
Whoa! I've got my lucky shirt and Xfinity Flex.
Ooh, yeah. Jacob's family got Xfinity Internet with Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig and a Flex 4K streaming box free, plus Peacock Premium included. So Jacob is ready for anything.
Go Team USA!
With the best of the Olympics and top streaming apps, it's all of Jacob's favorites in one place. Entertainment starts at free with Flex, included with Xfinity Internet.
Get started with Xfinity Internet for only $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. And get a Flex 4K streaming box free. Plus, ask about Wi-Fi speeds faster than a gig. Offer ends August 8th, so go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Restrictions apply. New performance starter customers only. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Gig speed Wi-Fi requires gigabit internet and compatible X5 gateway. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Peacock subscription required.
Xfinity, proud partner of Team USA.
A SunTrust checking account lets you stay on top of your money and help it grow. Plant the seeds for your goals with access to financial resources and tools. Keep an eye on your spending, hedging and managing it by setting limits on our mobile app. And rake in cash back on debit card purchases from your favorite retailers with SunTrust deals. With all the right tools, your account can blossom. Open an account today at suntrust.com/checking. Must have online banking to participate in SunTrust deals. SunTrust, now Truist. Member FDIC.
The Dave single from Wendy's made with fresh, never frozen beef has the power to blow your mind. But now that the Dave single is buy one, get one for $1, as well as the spicy or classic chicken sandwich and the spicy or crispy 10-piece nuggets, Wendy's BOGO for $1 deal is gonna blow your mind and your speakers. Get these faves. BOGO $1 only at Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value. Cannot be combined with combo or any other offer.
You take steps to stay healthy when at the pharmacy picking up vitamins or filling a prescription.
May I help you?
Take another healthy step right now and ask the pharmacist how Prevnar 13 can help protect you from pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease. If you're 65 or older, a trip to the pharmacy is a lot more pleasant than a trip to the hospital because of pneumococcal pneumonia. Help protect yourself with the Prevnar 13 pneumococcal 13-valent conjugate vaccine, diphtheria CRM 197 protein. Prevnar 13 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 13 does not protect against all strains of the disease. Stop by the pharmacy today and ask about Prevnar 13. Learn more at Prevnar13.com. Don't get Prevnar 13 if you have had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with a weakened immune system may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-866-694-9300 or visit Prevnar13.com.
What? Just 15 seconds to talk about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea? That smooth taste of real brewed tea with just the right kick of alcohol. What? We started already. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track. Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive. It's time to bring your friends and family to watch the drama unfold up close and in person. NASCAR comes to Daytona International Speedway August 27th and 28th. Tickets start at just $49. Get yours at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Now everyone can create free playlists on the free iHeart app. And we've made it super easy. When your favorite station plays a song you love, tap the plus symbol, and just like that, you started a playlist. Create playlists for any mood or occasion, from chilling out to working out and everything in between. And it's totally free. New and exclusively on the free iHeart app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Thinking about divorce? Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for joining us on this warm Tuesday afternoon here in Central Florida as it gets a little cloudy out there. Prepping for the afternoon onslaught as it hits us here as it does most every single day in Central Florida. Welcome back. I am Jim. Don't forget, we'll have another keyword for you coming up here in about, 40 minutes or so. Plus, what'd you do that's new at the top of the hour. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross right over there. Let's get a check in the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
Woke News brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Oh, heck, you probably already heard him Saturday when he's also host of the Home Loans Radio Show. Well, the Centers for Disease Control says all but one of Florida's 67 counties are rated as having high levels of community transmission of COVID-19. Just for the old S&G, you guys want to take a guess out of the 67?
Which one is the lowest?
Which one has the lowest?
It's going to be ironic, right?
Yes.
Duval?
No, but not a bad guess.
Really? Hillsborough.
No. Ross?
Yeah. Oh, this ought to be fun. Ross, guess one of the 65 remaining Florida counties.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't even.
Where do you live?
Orange.
Okay, that's a guess.
I was gonna go with Brevard, but
Really?
I don't even know.
Look
I
you,
don't
Not
even know if that's
bad.
a county. Is that a county or a city?
That's a street.
We should have just cut him off.
I don't know where I am right now.
This is actually the county due west of Lake Okeechobee. It's Glades County.
Glades County, because nobody lives there.
Hey, exactly. It's the fourth least populated county in the state of Florida, but they are the lone exception with its level of community transmission listed as, quote, substantial.
Have to admit, never heard of it.
Yeah, dude. You can get there by airboat, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or parachute.
Yeah.
I think you can get it there. But other than that, I mean, you don't see a neighbor until Christmas, so that's why.
Their vehicles just gators. They just
That's
ride
it.
gators.
You just canoe.
Well, for those who did not hear, Florida reported more than 73,000 new coronavirus cases last week and is averaging over 10,000 new cases per day. Including 1,000 cases per day in Orange County and in Seminole County, where they've been testing the wastewater. I saw a news report yesterday. Don't say I don't prep even when I'm not here, saying that they found like 6 of the 7 variants throughout Seminole County, like in really concerning percentages, which means almost everyone is shedding some kind of COVID.
And Jimmy did say that yesterday. He said, Deb, she doesn't prep when she's not here.
Oh, God.
Well, he says that to my face, so at least he's good.
But at least I said that's why she got fired.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. I was too busy buying my Don't Fauci my Florida shirt.
I got the koozie. It's pretty dope.
Well, the CDC
It
does
went over
say
very well on my pontoon, as you might imagine.
Florida leads the nation in new infections and accounts for 1 in 5 new cases in the U.S. And Florida's hospitals, as you can imagine, are also seeing a rise in cases. Now, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, more than 6,600 coronavirus patients were hospitalized in Florida as of July 24th. Now, that's an increase of nearly 4,800 in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
In reaction to the spike in cases, you may have heard that Advent Health is now suspending elective surgeries at all of its Central Florida facilities effective today. Advent Health announced yesterday its ICU is full. They have about 900 COVID patients, about the same rate that they did in January. Orlando Health also says the number of COVID patients in the ICU, their ICU, is double from more than a week ago. Sarasota Memorial is beginning to restrict visitation, and if you have someone going to the Mayo Clinic, be aware that they're requiring all employees to be fully vaccinated, including at its Jacksonville campus.
You know, it's funny because this is going to wind up affecting me and my mother. My mom has to have that stent surgery for her
aneurysm.
Her aneurysm. And that's happening in Jacksonville, and it's supposed to happen after she gets out of rehab. So theoretically, within the next 3 weeks, she's supposed to go in for that. And it's not a voluntary thing. It's not like, hey, I would like, boob job or something like that. But, it is a surgery. It's an outpatient surgery. I wonder if she's going to be affected because that's one of those situations they kind of want to take care of. It's an aneurysm. It's not, a limp enhancement.
But unfortunately, if it's deemed to not be dire, not be life-threatening, and the number of cases continue to go up, there just simply wouldn't be the hospital beds, and that's the worry right now. So this is breaking news. We wanted to make sure that you're aware of this. I know I myself started wearing my mask coming into work every day. Even though I'm fully vaccinated, I expected this to come, and the CDC is once again updating its mask guidance, saying those who are fully vaccinated in coronavirus hotspots need to wear masks in indoor public settings. Hotspot, of course, Florida is considered one of 3 states that attribute for the majority of the infections in the country. Dr. Rochelle Walensky issued the updated recommendations amid the rapid spread of the Delta variant. She said this strain is behaving differently than the other identified variants. And she said, Dr. Walensky explained the Delta variant is willing to, quote unquote, outsmart us. Walensky also made another plea to Americans to get vaccinated. And you're starting to see vaccination numbers, at least from what I was seeing in Central Florida, they are increasing.
Yeah, they're going up.
Yeah, they are. But in the meantime, much of Florida would likely be affected by that new guidance. But the governor has made it clear he is vowing to fight any attempts, especially to mandate face masks in school. And again, because of the governor, his issuance of not allowing local municipalities to place fines on businesses or individuals who don't follow COVID protocol, you're really going to have to look for the building that you work in. Your employer is really going to have to kind of give you guidance as to whether or not you're going to have to wear a mask in the workplace.
And both of them may. I mean, because the building could have a certain policy that affects your company.
Right.
That because our company is pretty progressive. They are already kind of reinstituting certain policies in the building here already. But
that was because the CDC said so.
Yeah, but when we first started going through this, the building and our company were issuing not conflicting, but differing different mandates, and they had to get on the same page because there are like 4 or 5 companies in this building.
Well, the building never rolled back, so for the building, you everyone needed to wear a mask. But the company was, if you're vaccinated, you didn't need one. So technically, if you're vaccinated, you needed to wear a mask from the parking lot into the elevator. Once we were in the elevator, you could take your mask off.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's going back. Now, it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with this other local official where the Orange County tax collector is requiring his employees to get vaccinated. Scott Randolph said his employees must be vaccinated by the end of August or, quote, find a new job, end quote. He says the spike in COVID-19 infections, especially the Delta variant of the virus, is what influenced his decision. He also says his office deals with the general public, and so it can't afford to be closed. Just so you know, starting today, vaccines are mandatory for Veterans Affairs healthcare workers. That's the first federal agency with such a directive.
And New York made all of their public works, utility workers, and
police officers, firefighters.
Everybody had to get it as well. This is a unique thing because we think about this we're thinking about this in a short-term manner now because it's on top of us. You're thinking, well, vaccine now. But what happens 6 months from now? when those people go to get a job? Are they still going to be required to have vaccines to get jobs 6 months from now? Like, let's say that we don't eradicate COVID for completely, but we bust it back to the point where outbreaks are relatively rare. Let's say that 6 months or a year from now, are these mandates for vaccines to get jobs still going to be in place? Will you have to have this like you had to have the polio vaccine or vaccine to go to school back in the 50s and 60s? Is that how it's going to be?
I think
is this unavoidable completely across the board from now on out?
Well, I think that chapter remains to be written, and it's what happens with the virus. But if we allow it to linger, which I suspect we will, just based on the initial hesitancy and how arms have to be really twisted to get vaccinated at this point, I have a feeling it's going to be out there for a while. And the really great concern is is there an epsilon variant? Like, what's after Delta?
Right, exactly.
You know, and
Lambda actually.
Okay, so
Lambda's already out there.
So yeah, and then
Brazilian variant.
At what point will it diminish the efficacy of the current vaccines?
And that's the worry, because the variants, are they outpacing the ability of the vaccines? And the unfortunate part about that is because, again, the story has been politicized. We're not getting daily information. We're getting weekly information. And while that may be good for the general public,
right,
I would like to think that, the Advent Healths, the Orlando Healths, the Mayo Clinics ad nauseum would be able to get their hands on any data that they need. And I saw one doctor yesterday on the news saying, how many breakthrough cases are there with the vaccinated? We don't know. And we really need that information.
Yeah.
They should have that information.
My point with this thing, and I agree with you 100%, my point with this thing is like, once you lose your job from, for not getting the vaccine, are you going to be able to get a job? Are all businesses now going to be able to mandate the fact that, theoretically, we've only seen 4 or 5 days now where people are passing down mandates to have a job, with federal agencies and now with gigantic city agencies, the biggest one we have. What happens with other businesses? We've not done it here, but there are limits you have here even.
Well,
if you lose your job, are you going to be able to get a job with the business if you choose not to do vaccines?
Depends on the business. We've seen restaurants say they're not going to serve people who walk into their restaurants wearing a mask.
Damn.
Chances are you don't want to get a vaccine. You know what businesses to go to get a job.
That's pretty wild to think that there's that might be our reality in a year.
It's called natural selection.
Got a guy that's 30 years in an architecture firm. He knows architecture. That's all he knows. Now most of the companies that have architecture firms require vaccinations. He doesn't believe in it, doesn't want to do it. He or she, I should say.
Start your own firm.
So now you either have to start your own firm or, maybe change jobs after 30 years of being one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the rules.
After focusing all of your education and your entire life on one thing.
Those are the rules.
Oh, man. Restaurants are just going to either use blue font for their sign or red font for their signs.
You know what? The temporary chalk color, I guess, to look for. Well, while we're busy fighting COVID-19, it turns out we're also going to be getting some help, some funding to help with HIV prevention and treatment. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the CDC is giving the Sunshine State $10 million just a week after their report showed Florida leading the country in new HIV cases. The money is going to go to help out Hillsborough, Pinellas, Broward, Duval, Miami-Dade, Orange, and Palm Beach County.
We've always been a hotbed state for HIV, have we not? I think we
I
always had
wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I thought
but
we
number
were.
one, I knew we were a hotbed, but being number one in 2021, again, those infection numbers had kind of gone down, and that was one of the concerns with PrEP. The medication you can take that, makes you almost unable, non-detectable, exactly. So
starts leading to more unprotected sex.
Exactly, because there's that idea of I'm protected.
Right? Yeah.
I'm protected.
The movie's not called Florida's Buyers Club.
Yeah.
The painstaking work of identifying the victims of the Surfside condo collapse is now complete. Miami-Dade police yesterday identified Estelle Hadaya as the 98th victim in last month's tragedy. The 54-year-old, whose remains were actually found a week ago. She lived on the 6th floor of Champlain Towers South, and she was the last person who was unaccounted for. It turns out her best friend was the woman who was the second to last to being identified, Linda March, who had rented penthouse number 4, the one we all got to know of with the photo of the bunk beds and the office chair hanging precariously off the side. Her body is now going to be flown to New York for a funeral. She was a Brooklyn native, had worked in the jewelry business for years. Crews began going home over the weekend after nonstop searching for survivors and victims. What's interesting is that they've actually moved a lot of the rubble to a warehouse in Miami. It's kind of like just what we saw after 9/11 or after another great big tragedy like, God forbid, a plane crash, where the site might be cleaned up.
Right.
But they actually moved the rubble to another location to be able to examine it for signs, of what maybe caused the collapse. They're continuing to look for human remains as well. It was the biggest non-hurricane related emergency response ever in the state of Florida. There's still no word on what exactly caused the collapse. Miami-Dade is not letting Surfside hired expert inspect the site because it's still under police control. And it's also unknown what's going to happen to the property. We expected this. Some want it to be rebuilt. They still want to move back in. They want to live there. That was their home. Others feel that it should be created into a memorial for the people who lost their lives.
Well, you can bet your balls about one thing. Whenever they build whatever's going to get built there, it'll never fall.
Yeah,
Whatever gets built there now, it's like that whole flying right after a plane crash thing. Everything's going to be double safe.
Yeah.
You will never have a better built building in all of Miami, all of that area, South Florida. That will be a fortress when they rebuild it, whatever it is.
And luckily, it's making really condos all over the state really kind of pay attention. We've had one in Kissimmee that's been evacuated. We've had one in Tampa. We've had a couple in South Florida that have been evacuated. So both condo associations and especially residents just aren't playing anymore with those chunks of concrete they say missing and are just going to assume that the building expert that came in and says, don't worry, it's in really good shape.
Yeah, this ain't Oklahoma, man. We get we have wind and rain and humidity and salt water, all kinds of fun things to erode what you build. I mean, it's way different.
Now, this is a story. You may have seen the headline in the Orlando Sentinel last week. I found it amazing myself, but it had alluded to the fact that COVID-19 is running rampant through Florida's prisons and has killed hundreds. I bring this story up because there was no mention of a cause of death, but you chances are remember the story. The man who killed an 11-year-old girl in Sarasota over 15 years ago is dead. State Attorney Ed Brodsky announced that Joseph Smith died yesterday while on death row in Union County, but no cause of death was released. Now, Smith was convicted of kidnapping, raping, and killing Carly Bruscia in 2004. The case made worldwide headlines because the abduction, if you remember, was caught on a Sarasota car wash security video.
Yep.
At the time of his death, Smith was actually awaiting a resentencing hearing after the Supreme Court said juries had to be unanimous in condemning someone to die. Carly's dad, though, tells Fox 13 News, this is over in Sarasota, that he feels wonderful.
Yeah.
And Smith's death is long overdue, and anyone who saw that security video feels the same way.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't have died fast enough.
Yeah.
I hope it was painful.
Yeah. Police are watching out for drivers who fail to stop at pedestrian crosswalks. Again, this was something I had recently learned. I knew when a pedestrian was in the crosswalk, you had to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that, the second someone walks up to the crosswalk to walk across, you have to stop.
You should at least slow down for sure.
No, you got to stop. If you don't, Operation Best Foot Forward. Yeah, it's an expensive ticket.
I slowed down.
Exactly. I thought it was only 10 points.
I thought it said tap the brake.
I hit them like 5 miles an hour. Get up.
Yeah. Operation Best Foot Forward aims to find drivers who don't yield or stop for pedestrians. Now, officials say they're specifically looking at areas near schools.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
In Orange, Osceola, and Seminole counties today, drivers could get, do you know how much the ticket is?
$525?
No, it's not that much.
All right.
$309.
Then it's worth it. No. $280.
No.
308?
No. $164.
To hit somebody? Can I prepay it?
No. Not to
hit somebody. It's
to not stop.
To yield or stop.
In other words, to scare somebody?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll prepay that.
That just sounds like it's almost worth it.
It sounds like a ride fee.
I just saw this guy piddle himself, and he's wearing leather.
Oh, it's the greatest thing ever.
Or 3 points on their driver's license.
You know what that did for my TikTok? Certainly with 165. Couldn't have boosted it for that much.
All right, an investigation into the January 6th Capitol attack is underway. Congressman Benny Thompson opened the first hearing for the House Select Committee, where he called the events which unfolded that day a, quote, coordinated assault and an effort to derail the formal ratification of the 2020 presidential election, end quote. The Mississippi Democrat said 140 police officers were injured by, quote, bear repellent spray, knives, tasers, hockey sticks, even flagpoles fashioned into clubs with the American flag still attached, end quote. Ousted GOP conference chair Liz Cheney said the event will remain a cancer on our democracy if Congress does not act responsibly. And Congressman Adam Kinzinger is calling out his fellow Republicans for spreading conspiracy theories about the attack. Speaking during the hearing, the Illinois Republican said many in his party have treated this as another partisan fight. He called it toxic and a disservice to the officers and their families.
That dude's entire family has disowned him. Adam Kinzinger's family. Did you read that spot that he wrote for, God, I forget who it was, about 4, 5, 6 months ago during all this thing when he was basically just being ousted, by all of the House and Senate Republicans. And it was just amazing listening to him. His family stopped talking to him, all of his friends. He basically lost everybody he knew as a family member. They called him traitor. His family lost... not integrity. What's the word I'm looking for?
Respect?
Yeah, at church. They started treating his family different. The communities did. Just horrible. And I watched some of those testimonies. It was just absolutely unbelievable listening to those White House cops talk about what they had to endure during that January 6th event. It was unreal.
It was just tourists.
Yeah.
Hugs and kisses, baby.
Yeah, and he basically said, I still have scars from those hugs and kisses, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Just tourists. Taking in a tour just like everybody else.
I will tell you truthfully, to me, the event was unbelievable. But what's happening, how this event has been referred to and how it's being treated by House and Senate Republicans is genuinely almost, it is kind of unbelievable. You kind of have to, it's like one of those Black Mirror moments. You kind of have to go and kind of make sure that you kind of have to clear your head a little bit to make sure you're hearing what they're saying because it's so genuinely unbelievable. Like, I saw what happened.
We all did.
They saw the video. You can't.
We all did.
The description of what they're seeing and I'm seeing in the same time is not even close to being the same reality. It is a separation from reality.
There was a journalist, I believe it's the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the newspaper out of Atlanta, on January 6th said, remember what happened here today and take note because voices will start to try and tell you different things happen. Yeah. So remember what happened today. And
that Paul Gosar guy, that guy is one of the worst. And I got to tell you, not a dumb guy. Guy was a successful dentist. For years. A community guy. And turned into this. Matter of fact, his patients, they interviewed his patients. Like, I don't even know what that guy turned into.
Yeah. It's sad when you see intelligent people because you figure, they know what they're doing and they're still manipulating others.
The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. George Orwell, 1984. My mom thinks it's Antifa still.
Of course. Lots of people do. So let's end it with a good story that's real quick. Walmart employees attending college will be getting some big financial help starting next month. Yeah, it perked your ears, didn't I, Mr. Jack Bradshaw?
Listen to this, pretty cool.
Okay, because starting next month, that's when the Arkansas-based company is going to cover 100% of books and tuition costs for employees who are going to college. Meantime, employees will no longer have to pay $1 per day fee if they're a part of the Live Better You education program. Again, the program starts August 16th. So for parents with college-age kids, get them a job at Walmart.
They sunk $1 billion into this fund. They set aside $1 billion to help pay for college educations throughout their company.
And as anyone who's gone to school or put a kid through school knows, it's the books. What a huge expense.
You're going to see a whole lot more greeters vaping.
And now you all are officially woke. Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. It seems like every day there's some new piece of information out there about what the home buying scene looks like. Get that confusion out of your life. Just make it so easy by going to homeloansradio.com. While you're there, you can click the little bubble that says apply now and get pre-approved for a mortgage. There's also a little bubble to start a chat with Don. You don't even have to make a phone call. You also don't have to take any time off work or make an appointment. All you have to do to work with the best is go to homeloansradio.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Jack's Olympic update is next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Orlando City is back at Exploria Stadium to host Atlanta United this Friday. Coverage starts at 7:30 on our sister station, FM 96.9 The Game and iHeartRadio. Orlando City matches on Real Radio, brought to you by Mossy Oak Fence.
Happy Tuesday. It's Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Kristen Giannis here with your forecast. So a hot, humid day ahead. 94 in Orlando, low 90s along the coast. The heat index as high as 106. That's what it feels like when you factor in the humidity. South-southwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Showers and thunderstorms developing mainly after 2 p.m. We'll keep the coverage high at 70%. Tonight dropping down to the mid and upper 70s. Partly cloudy skies. Hope you're having a great day in the Fox 35 Storm Center. I'm meteorologist Kristen Giannis.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hey DQ fans, the chocolate and peanut butter in your favorite Reese's candy is taken to a whole new level in the Reese's Extreme Blizzard Treat. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Reese's Pieces, chocolatey topping, extra peanut butter, and world famous soft serve. Grab it today, only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
FAS Windows and Doors. That's the company that I use, Jimmy used, Jim Phillips before us, when it came to replacing the windows and I believe some doors as well. I know I had a door done by them, but really the windows are the thing that made the big difference on my home from FAS Windows and Doors. Went to their showroom, saw their product, came to my house, measured, 1 day install, replaced the windows. Such a drastic change. Improved the energy efficiency of my home, improved the security with that security impact glass, allows me and my family to sleep better at night. Also added instant curb appeal. Man, the products are great. You can see it in their showroom. They're on Fairbanks, right off of I-4. Go check them out. But if you want to go online to check out this company that's rated A+ on the BBB, by the way, you go to FASWD.com. Again, the website, FASWD.com.
It's hot. It's humid. You wanted a relaxed pool party / barbecue. You got the human tsunami instead. Cannonball! Today, he's going for a world record splash that'll send inflatable swans into orbit. Dripping wet, you grab an ice cold can of Heineken. Watch out! When another man-child-made wave embraces you. Incoming! It's okay, though. He's not splashing you. He's adding more refreshment to your refreshment. Heineken. Where others see annoying splashers, we see immediate refreshment. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy responsibly.
The heat is on. That means the highest power bills of the year are on the way. It's time to smile when you see your power bill.
I smile because I save $300 a month on my power bill.
I smile because I'm saving my environment with a sustainable power choice.
We smile because we chose Solar Source.
Don't let another summer power bill pass you by. Get your free savings estimate today from Solar Source with next day appointments available. Visit solarsource.com. Now, when it comes to power, trust the source. Solar Source.
The best used car selection. The best used car prices. That makes for the best used car event, period. $99 down delivers payments from $99 a month. Through Monday at Florida's #1 Nissan dealer, Sutherland Nissan Orlando. See dealer for details.
Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it.
Saturday, August the 14th at the Dr. Phillips Outdoor Front Yard Festival, come see classic rock supergroup Generation Radio, featuring members of Journey, Chicago, and Rascal Flatts, playing all your favorites from all three bands. Guests reserve their own private box. Tickets and info at frontyardfestival.org. Presented by Advent Health. Show supported by Florida Blue.
When I lost my Chase debit card, I was like... But I locked my card on my Chase mobile app, and that feels like... That's what security feels like. Card locked.
Check and lock down your money with security from Chase. Control feels good. Learn more at chase.com/banking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Enroll in Chase online or on the Chase mobile app. Messaging and data rates may apply. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
For nearly 60 years, The General has been saving people money on their car insurance. With affordable rates and the ability to pick when you pay, The General understands that every dollar counts and wants to give you the flexibility you need in your busy life. For the coverage you deserve at prices you can afford, call 800-GENERAL. That's 800-GENERAL. Or go to thegeneral.com and get your quote today.
For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with The General.
Some restrictions apply.
You do not want your AC to break down when it gets hot in the summertime in Central Florida, so make sure you get hold of Mills Air. They can help you with preventative maintenance on all brands. Preventative maintenance can save you so much money. They can detect upcoming breakdowns and you're not stuck. MillsAir.com. That's MillsAir.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
Doug. And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb. All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs. Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is, you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell can help guide you through all aspects of divorce. Let us be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
People are coming out of their homes again. Most probably just to get more content for social media. Same here. Find Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 104.1.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show. Already in progress.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Your first keyword of the day in about 10 minutes. And maybe you can win that $1,000. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Let's do Jackson Olympic update. Nothing to talk about the Olympics today.
Nothing to talk about, man. I woke up. There's some things that, and again, no spoilers here. I know NBC will be, tonight on their broadcast presentation, will be playing some things that have already occurred, so I will not give you those results. However, it is unavoidable, the news that Simone Biles had to back out of the team competition for Team USA in the women's gymnastics final, which she did. They first said medical reason.
Right.
She was seen there during the rest of after backing out, cheering on her team. I've been on her Instagram. She is there with the team, all smiles and stuff. And she is also liking posts of people saying how mental health matters. So we have, as she said, it wasn't a physical injury. Matter of fact, a quote from Simone Biles after the event said, it was just a little injury to my pride, is what a quote from Simone Biles, the most decorated female gymnast that this country has ever produced. Or any country for that matter.
Yeah.
So exactly, what the issue is as far as
her mental
her mental status at this point, and whether she is going to compete in the individuals, which she still can compete because on each one of those disciplines now the individual competition will begin. This was for the team, and that will be shown tonight on NBC. So you can, if you want to watch that, you'll be able to see that and see what happens.
I want you to go ahead because we have limited time. We'll talk about this later.
Okay.
I'm done with it.
Okay, here we go. My favorite moment from last night, American swimmer and Olympian champion Lily King. Jim, we talked a little bit about Lily King yesterday. She competed yesterday in the women's 100-meter breaststroke, right? Up until the semifinals, King had never been defeated in competition. She was
2015.
Brash. Yeah, she was bold and confident, and she would
do
her
her
best
mouth in 2016. Got herself in a little heat because she was very arrogant, very cocky.
Right, doing her best to really getting ahead of her competition. She slaps herself, stares him down.
Yeah,
and
love it.
Really, she plays that psychological game. And so had never been defeated until the semis. Now they had the final, so all eyes were on her and South African rival Tatiana Schoenmaker, right?
You do, and you clean it up.
However, the first Olympic swimmer from Alaska.
I know.
It's like having a bobsled team from Jamaica.
17-year-old Lydia Jacob, she had other plans.
King is behind. Schumacher is a bubble in lane 4 with a slight lead. And then you've got Jacoby up there in lane 3. Challenging Schumacher. We've got 10 meters left. Lydia Jacoby, the 17-year-old from Alaska, is putting on the surge of her career. And Lydia Jacoby is going to win gold for the United States.
If you want to see the best video you've seen in a while, and I found it, I can give it to Jack, maybe we can put it up, is the school that she goes to in Alaska convened in their gymnasium to watch this broadcast. And you see about 200 kids, which is really rare because high school kids are such dicks.
Yeah.
They never cheer on anybody doing better or anything more than them. This entire school, it is hair-raising.
I think it's the entire town, actually, in that gymnasium.
Watching the kid in Seward, Alaska, watching the kid jump up and down in his slide, saying, how does he do that without him falling off?
It's so great.
Yeah, they were just going nuts. It was such a great moment. So it ended up, the 17-year-old Lydia Jacob, by the way, first member of Team USA swimmer from Alaska.
Right.
They only have one 50-meter pool in the state.
Yes.
She trained in the pool half that size.
Yep.
And is now the Olympic champion at 17. Just graduated high school.
I think it's the only medalist from Alaska they've had in the Summer Olympics. If I remember the saying right, it's either the only swimming medal or the only medal. It's one of the only gold medals that state's ever won.
And I get chills watching it. I had the goosebumps. They have the swimming team has an Orlando watch party. They show a camera from it. They're in Orlando. Like her parents were in Orlando with all the other swimmer parents. They watch all the events together because they put them on camera during the presentation, which it's pretty neat. But, as a dad, I look at my 17-year-old and I'm like, go clean your room or something.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. What the hell are you doing?
Learn how to drive a stick.
I want that moment.
I just want you to do something that has the possibility of failing a drug test. Just give me something.
On the men's side of the pool, 100-meter backstroke defending champ Ryan Murphy could not defend his gold from the 2016 Rio Games or hold off Russian Olympic Committee swimmers Rylov and Kalashnikov. That's a weapon, right?
It is.
It sounds like a rifle, right?
Yeah. I think it's cool.
5 of the 8 swimmers in that finals were all in Rio finals, at 5 years ago. So it was, stacked with talent. But here's what Ryan Murphy had to say about taking home the bronze for Team USA.
Being third in the world is no shame, but obviously you want to go out and win.
Yeah, obviously you do, but he's probably done. He talked about they did a nice package on his relationship with Adam Pearsall, who was a swimmer from, that he watched and he wrote a letter to, and, they kind of communicated, and it was pretty neat. NBC does a good job on the feel-good stuff. I know some people just like, just show me the competition. I get caught up in that. I like it as well. It makes you care a little more, for me at least.
I do. I mean, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. Outside of the pool, Americans were straight set winners in women's volleyball against China. Take that, China. Jordan Thompson of Minnesota native, University of Cincinnati product, had 34 points in the match. U.S. will play Turkey on Thursday in beach volleyball. In tennis, the top 3 seeds have now all been eliminated from the women's draw.
Major upset. Japan's Naomi Osaka, the second-ranked player in the world, lit the Olympic cauldron at the opening ceremony, taking on Marketa Vondrousova from the Czech Republic. And in the third round, Osaka fought off 3 match points, but on the 4th, Vondrousova gets the win. Osaka, a favorite for gold here for the home nation, loses in straight sets.
Naomi Osaka, she was a favorite for gold for Japan. She was the one who actually lit the cauldron. It was like, kept quiet until that last moment. But also in the news of late, after dropping out of Wimbledon and the French Open, and, more talk about mental health issues. However, this time she was defeated on the court.
Yeah, got beat by the 42nd ranked player in the world.
Yeah. Real quick, let's just bang it up right here. USA women's softball team headed to the gold medal game. They had a walk-off home run for a 2-1 win over Japan. And Japan has already advanced, so the U.S. will play Japan again, but this time it will be for the gold. That's women's softball. USA women's 3x3 basketball team still unbeaten after defeating China with a last-minute three-pointer.
China.
I know.
Yeah, it's a 3x3 basketball making its Olympics debut, and the U.S. women are now 6-0. U.S. men's rugby team advances to the quarterfinals after beating Ireland 19-17. This is rugby, and Team U.S. has now made it into the knockout round for the first time ever. Last check, medal count, USA is in first place with 25 overall menus, including 9 gold. Japan has the lead with the most gold at 10 as of today, with 18 total medals. And tonight on primetime, women's gymnastics, the team finals, as well as swimming, which will be live because they do it in the morning, so that 13-hour delay. So it's like tomorrow morning there when we're watching it live later tonight.
Yeah, so tune in tonight and watch Simone Biles clap. 407-916-1041. Back with What'd You Do That's New right after this.
Your chance to win $1,000 is just minutes away on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the rest, buy from the best, goldsmithjewelry.com.
We're still looking at a stop-and-go ride heading east on I-4 between Osceola Parkway to State Road 535. It's slow, too, between Comroy Road and OBT. Westbound is also very heavy between World Drive and 429. And we're seeing slowdowns between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway, and also between Princeton Street and Colonial Drive. The beach line up to speed. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Make it a summer to remember with Audible. It delivers everything you love listening to all in one app. Stream the newest hot releases, bestsellers, Audible originals, popular podcasts, and more. Start listening free with a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Man, if you're a business owner out there and you're feeling the pressures of running your business, there is an answer. Plus, there's a limit to what you can do and still keep employees engaged. Insperity knows that. They bring 30-plus years of HR experience to help you with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance the entire time, giving your employees competitive benefit options. And you're able to focus on other priorities. You know, other employees, they can thrive, your business can grow. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Full service HR, man. Employee benefits, HR technology. It's Insperity, the HR that really makes a difference.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studio. Car accidents, other injuries, call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Wawa and Chips Ahoy are teaming up to bring you handcrafted beverages that'll make your summer adventures epic. Like
going to the beach.
Going to the beach! With a delicious and creamy Chips Ahoy milkshake. And
binging season 3 of that show?
Binging season 3 of that show with a tasty Chips Ahoy smoothie. Whatever you're doing this summer, make it epic. Chips Ahoy milkshakes, smoothies, and sundaes are here. Crafted to crave at Wawa.
Hey, what's good, guys? It's Angel from the Monsters. You know how I feel about craft beers, and one of the best spots to go get you some is Tampa Bay. Why don't you plan a trip out to Tampa Bay? And while you're out there, sign up for Bay Crafted Pass. With the Bay Crafted Pass, you can earn yourself a pint glass, a t-shirt. All you have to do is go to baycrafted.com. You sign up there, put your information there, and you can earn yourself a pint glass or a t-shirt. While you're in Tampa Bay, make sure you visit Cigar City. Make sure you visit Motorworks. Tampa Bay, best concentration of craft breweries in Central Florida, and it's brought to you by Bay Crafted, baycrafted.com. Sign up now.
Sunnyside Plumbers.
Yes, my drains are backing up.
For service in Swedish, press 1.
What?
For service in Klingon, press 2.
But
For all other languages, press 3.
What the?
Fine. Please state the nature of your problem.
Drains backing up.
For drain problems, press 11.
There is no 11.
Must have a new phone. The old ones had 11.
That's it. This would never happen with Frank Gay.
But you didn't call Frank Gay.
Well,
Did you?
What was I thinking?
Indeed. So are your drains still plugged, or have they magically fixed themselves?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have plumbing or drain problems, you need help fast, a helpful operator to guide you, and plumbers who will provide a permanent solution. That's the Frank Gay way.
Sounds to me like you should have called Frank Gay.
That's the Frank Gay way.
frankgayservices.com.
Searching for things these days can be confusing. Searching for the right lawyer doesn't need to be. I'm Steve Kramer, and our firm is committed to helping you with any legal issue. Kramer Law, one firm for life. Offices, Altamont Springs. onefirmforlife.com.
Hey, Central Florida, it's time to up your standard of driving. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Are you sick of driving a car you hate? Raise the bar in a nice new car and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $69 per month. New cars from just $129 per month. Raise the bar and I'll get more for your old car. We'll pay up to $5,000 over appraised value for your clunker. Is your credit score lower than you like? We will help you get approved. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. I'm raising the bar and making my best offer ever. Like brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new 2022 Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. Plus check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $69 per month. Trade-ins will pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Mirage 9900 72 months. 2.9 APR. $9 down. $249 payment plus tax tag fees. Max trade incentive based on purchase.
Injured, our America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Real Radio 104.1 has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword FUN, F-U-N, FUN, to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and information. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's FUN, to 200-200. And may your efforts bear fruit.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1 on this beautiful Tuesday.
Little rainy out there.
A little rainy out there. What's the keyword this hour, guys? I don't see it on my sheet there.
That's my fault.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Yeah, that's because I didn't put it. I didn't put it on there.
You didn't want to?
No, I did.
It was fun.
Fun.
It's fun.
F-U-N. There you go. Text FUN to 200-200 for your shot to win $1,000. Again, your 4 o'clock keyword is fun. Good luck. We want you to win for sure. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Let's do what you do that's new.
What you do that's new. What you do that's new. Hey, we're the only new, something new to do. We're relying on you. Tell us something new brought to you by Klausman Law.
That's right. Klausman Law, KLAUSMAN Law.com. Offices right there in Winter Park, 407-917-1718. Car crash, call Klausman. He can certainly take good care of you. What you do that's new happens every single Tuesday right here at 4 o'clock. It's where we on the show pick something for the other members of the show to watch, read, or listen to, usually an hour or less. Then we just kind of come back the next week, talk about it, and offer it up for you guys, and then offer something new. Ross's choice is today, and then I'll have mine after that. Ross, you chose?
I went with Bo Burnham's Inside. You could watch it, or you could have listened to it. In my defense, the video's an hour and a half long. But the album that was also doable, you guys could have done that as well, was also an hour. So I felt like I could have suggested this, and then it was up to you if you wanted to choose the long version or the short version.
I watched it.
And my personal hope was that you watch it, but I think the album is great. Once you've seen it and have the visual, I think it enhances what you're listening to.
I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much if I just were listening to the album and not watching it.
Yeah.
Jimmy, can we go first? Because
I just actually want to give a background on Bo Burnham a little bit. Bo Burnham actually was discovered on social media?
YouTube. Before social media, he would be deemed, at least in my opinion, one of the first internet comedians. I remember watching his video when he was 14, I think, which is rough. When I was also 14, on E-Bombs World. That's a deep cut. That is. E-Bombs World was one of my go-to websites that would post funny videos, and it was him behind a keyboard rapping and singing, mainly just rapping. Pretty, at the time, not offensive, looking back on it, some offensive stuff. And then he just kept gaining more and more attention, and he never went away.
It became kind of an underground thing. It was almost kind of cool to know who he was. I remember Devin Siebold, who worked here with Real Laughs, I mean, probably 3 or 4 years, maybe even longer than that. No, probably 3 or 4 years ago. I know it was still before I even moved into Baldwin Park, so it was even before that house. So it was at least that long, talking about Bo Burnham. And he thought he was like one of the new up-and-coming guys. And of course, he was right. I mean, a lot of people were. The guy is now a sensation. This Inside thing that we watched is one of the things that is considered a must-watch on the internet, or on Netflix or television or whatever right now, that you have to check it out. All the right people are saying all the right things.
Yeah, a lot of people got really into it. And I'll be honest with you, I liked it. I've seen better stuff, but I did find it painfully interesting, and I was thoroughly entertained. And if that's not what content is supposed to do, I can probably count on one hand the times that I laugh out loud on this comedy special. It's very hard for me to even call it a comedy special. There were some parts that made you think, some parts that made you feel, at least for me. There's some parts I leaned in, some other parts I went, I could have done without that. So I wouldn't say I'm like I know the biggest fan of this special, I think it's safe to say, was Jack. Jack, me and him have definitely spoke and had long conversations about the special, but I was more into the songs than the actual video itself. So here we go. I'll tell you one thing before we go in. Some of my favorite songs was Welcome to the Internet. I thought that was phenomenal. I thought that was a grand slam.
Right, yeah.
Talking about the society reaction to the internet, what the internet is, and the pros and the cons. More cons than pros, but definitely the pros and cons. I thought the last song was also very good. Goodbye is the name of that song. All Eyes on Me, which is just this EDM banger at the end that that was the song I was like, yep, I'm going to listen to that way more than once.
Yeah.
And the other two songs was Look Who's Inside Again and Don't Wanna Know. Those were two songs. Those specific songs were only like a little over a minute, but definitely resonated with me more than some of the other songs. I think the funniest song is White Woman's Instagram.
Oh.
Which I think is pretty accurate. And I just was painfully entertained throughout the whole thing, but I didn't laugh too much. So that's why I suggested it.
Yeah, it was. Do you want to go?
Do you think you can get done with your rant in 2 minutes?
It doesn't matter. We have all the time we want. We can talk about it next segment. It doesn't matter.
So then I say we save Jimmy.
Yeah, let's save yours for last.
Deb, you go first.
At first, when it first opened up, I was like, oh, yeah, Jimmy's going to hate this. But then, and at first I was like, I don't know how I feel. But then once the lights came on and when you pay attention to his lyrics, you realize he is an extremely intelligent guy. He reminded me of another comedian you guys talked about who had a heart attack on stage and everybody thought it was an act. And he really died. He was a big, tall British comedian. This is like back in the
years and years ago. Yeah.
But Bo Burnham made me think of that because when he talked about quitting because of anxiety, all he got was laughs. It's like the tears of the clown. I loved Sacco.
Yeah,
how the world operates.
That was my favorite part.
Yeah, because the satire, his ability to wrap it all up into a song, make it toe tapping. The internet, the song Maybe We Were Overdue, but It's Okay, It'll Be Over Soon. That one really hit me. Sexting had me laughing out loud and embarrassing myself in my living room. I laughed so hard when he described it as looking like the child from Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there were some laugh out loud moments. I just think it would have been a much harder hitting special if he'd shaved 30 minutes off of it.
And I could definitely get on board with it. It's funny that you guys enjoyed the sock puppet bit because
it made me think of you.
That's weird to say because that was actually one of my least favorite parts because it was just so very negative, borderline sadistic. While some of it, and that's a whole conversation of it being true. I don't want to learn about genocide in a comedy special. But
it was. I mean, the thing is, you said it yourself. Is it a comedy special?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is it a commentary? Is it a comedy special? Is it a?
It's both.
I never had a 29-year-old preach to me more. That's what I thought about it a lot. I was like, wow, this 29-year-old is preaching to me a lot. And I don't understand that. It was kind of bizarre for me in that way. I was like, wow, man, I'm having a 30-year-old, tell me how terrible life is or how this is or how that isn't. And I've lived through it. I don't need a punk-ass kid who's on YouTube and in a box with a keyboard to tell me, what life is or what the internet is or whatever. I mean, I understand he's an artist, he's representative to what he feels, but I just felt it was very preachy and painfully pretentious. Jesus.
In his defense, he did turn 30 in the special.
Yeah. Stanky pretentious. But the good thing is he actually admitted that it was. I mean, he said right up front, I'm doing this because I like the attention on me. And it's really, really obvious he likes the attention on him. Here's the thing about it that was absolutely brilliant. The images that he produced internally of this thing with how it was shot was brilliant. There is no question. Again, this is one of those things where it's weird for me because there's no question the guy's talented. Zero question this guy is a genius, savantish level thought. I mean, he's a real smart guy. He's got all the college credits to Purdue, all of the accolades academically to
Does
prove
he
it.
really?
Yeah. I mean, he's brilliant.
You can hear it.
The guy's no joke. I mean, he's a really smart guy, but you can tell he's a little pained. The guy's got some torture he's going through. I don't know what it is, self-inflicted, whatever it is. I don't know. He obviously has a sketchy relationship with his mom and dad, or I don't know, it could be a joke that he just used it, but he talked about his dad. He had a 5-second conversation with his father about how are you doing, and he mentioned that being the deepest conversation they'd ever had.
That was the song where he's singing about FaceTiming with his mom, which totally made me think of Ross.
Yeah, I mean, so there were some redeeming parts to it I thought that were kind of cool, but I could and would never ever watch this again, and I would never listen to one of those songs again. Not even one of them. Not one. I didn't find any, but it's not fair to him as an artist because I've never found musical comedy acts funny. Mm-hmm. I mean, who was the Stephen Lynch, and all those guys. There's been a number of guys who've done this comedy thing with an instrument. I never thought any of them. Victor Borga was funny, but that was 70 years ago. But this one I did not get. I mean, actually, let's take a little break. We can come back and talk about it a little bit more because I know we haven't gotten Jack's thing, and actually want to kind of go over a couple things with you as well. So we'll do more of that right after this.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center. Car crash? Call Clausman Law.
Well, we're seeing accident delays now eastbound on I-4 between the Turnpike and OBT that's taken up the right lane. Also watch for heavy traffic between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. Westbound travel a solid ride down between World Drive and 429. Still seeing delays too from a crash on Pine Hills Road at Silver Star Road. You might want to use Powers Drive instead. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Connect has amazing prices for everything on your back-to-school list. The TI-84 Plus CE graphing calculator is just $99.99. That's a $50 savings. In-store only. Offer ends 8/1, limit 2. Visit your local Staples store and be more than ready for school. Staples.
Man, when I think about my custom fence from Mossy Oak Fence, I think about high quality because every day I walk up into it and just give it a little shove. It just stands there and looks at me. It's so tough. Skilled craftsmen over at Mossy Oak built it. They use the very best materials. It's backed by the best warranty in the business as well. It's also sensible because here's the thing. Mossy Oak Fence offers affordable payment plans. I also think about safety and security because that is what Mossy Oak is all about. Your family safety and security is their number one priority. So look, man, if you're thinking about a fence of any kind, you got to give these guys a call because they're the best at it. Visit mossyoakfences.com. That's right, mossyoakfences.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Hold on. You want me to tell them about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in just 30 seconds? This is impossible. Hey, I'm Billy from Twisted Tea. How can I explain that first sip of cold, smooth, real brewed tea? So good! And the extra kick you get from just the right amount of alcohol? The twist of lemon, Wait, what? We're almost out of time? Oh, shit. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
At Walgreens, we're committed to the fight against COVID-19. That's why we offer no-cost, contactless COVID-19 testing with same-day results at thousands of locations nationwide for patients ages 3 and up. Our pharmacy experts have administered millions of tests and are here to help when you need us. Schedule your COVID-19 test at no cost to you at walgreens.com/COVID-19 testing.
No cost to you with most insurance or government assistance. For ages 3 and up at select test locations. Test results turnaround time may vary by location depending on test type.
With RP Funding's digital mortgage, you can refinance your home loan to today's low rates from the comfort of your own home. Get started today and let me pay your closing costs. Lock in your low rate before it's too late. Visit rpfunding.com. NMLS 70168, Equal Housing Lender.
Can you name the 3 habits of healthy hygiene? We shower, we brush our teeth, and we... Wait a minute. What third habit? Think about it. The pandemics reminded us that the nose is your body's filter against a constant invasion of airborne germs. Your nose traps allergens, bacteria, and viruses, but like any filter, the more it's clogged up, the less it works. Now it's easy to clean your nose with Navage. My name's Martin Hoke, and I did not invent nasal irrigation. It's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make nasal irrigation easy for everyone. Navage uses powered suction to flush out germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you very sick. People love Navage. It has 4.7 stars with over 70,000 online reviews. And over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and select Walmarts. Make cleaning your nose your third habit. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The best used car selection. The best used car prices. That makes for the best used car event, period. $99 down delivers payments from $99 a month. Through Monday at Florida's #1 Nissan dealer, Sutherland Nissan Orlando. See dealer for details.
A SunTrust checking account lets you stay on top of your money and help it grow. Plant the seeds for your goals with access to financial resources and tools. Keep an eye on your spending, hedging and managing it by setting limits on our mobile app. And rake in cash back on debit card purchases from your favorite retailers with SunTrust deals. With all the right tools, your account can blossom. Open an account today at suntrust.com/checking. Must have online banking to participate in SunTrust deals. SunTrust, now Truist. Member FDIC.
For nearly 60 years, the General has been saving people money on their car insurance. With affordable rates and the ability to pick when you pay, the General understands that every dollar counts and wants to give you the flexibility you need in your busy life. For the coverage you deserve at prices you can afford, call 800-GENERAL, that's 800-GENERAL, or go to thegeneral.com and get your quote today.
For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with the General.
Some restrictions apply.
Hey, Central Florida, it's time to up your standard of driving. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Are you sick of driving a car you hate? Raise the bar in a nice new car and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $69 per month. New cars from just $129 per month. Raise the bar and I'll get more for your old car. We'll pay up to $5,000 over appraised value for your clunker. Is your credit score lower than you like? We will help you get approved. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. I'm raising the bar and making my best offer ever. Like brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new 2022 Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. Plus check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $69 per month. Trade-ins will pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Mirage 9900 72 months. 2.9 APR, $9 down. $249 payment plus tax tag fees. Max trade incentive based on purchase.
Murder in Illinois is the new true crime podcast that attempts to answer the question, who really killed the Vaughn family? In 2007, Chris Vaughn's wife and 3 children were found murdered in their SUV. Chris was arrested and convicted, though he claims to have no memory of the events.
Both the prosecution's theory and the defense's theory are incorrect. That's not how it happened.
So how did it happen, Lauren? Listen to Murder in Illinois on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Any legal issue, Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
We now return to the Jim Cole.
By the way, for people asking if I saw the story about Palatka all over the news this morning, just so you know, the 6th website that I visit every morning when I write the show is the AP. It was the leading big story on their website this morning.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I saw. The byline was my little hometown, and the story was about the KKK and how they had a quote from an insider during a possible abduction of a black man, just scoop him up and put him in the river.
Well, actually, it was an in-depth story about the ranks of the KKK infiltrating particularly prison guards.
Right.
This was from 2015. This was not Jim Crow South that this case was cited in the article.
Yeah, no, it's obviously not something you want your hometown known for, but I mean, a lot of small towns in the South, regardless of where they are, have that old history for sure. And I know for a fact it runs through there without question.
Scared me.
407-916-1041. All right, let's talk about let's talk more about this Bo Burnham Inside. It's kind of a continuance of what you do that's new. We ran short on time in the 4 o'clock hour or first segment. So we were talking about this Bo Burnham Inside. Ross Jack loved it, and I completely understand. I mean, the visuals here are great. It wasn't really what I expected as well. I kind of wanted to laugh more. The songs were kind of funny and clever. There's no question the guy's clever. It just didn't hit me, man. And here's exactly how I explain it. I don't like Adam Sandler's comedy either. Okay, like Sandler is a massively successive guy. I never got it at all. That guy's never made me laugh.
What's wrong with Shabba Dabba Tattoo?
Yeah, not once. Not any of the movies. Nothing that guy does to me is funny. And I'm not a Beatles guy either. So it is all subjective for sure. This thing just didn't hit me. It was just a little too much Bo Burnham. It was a little too much. I'm framing myself in a picture. I'm framing myself here. It's constantly framing me, putting me here, putting me there. And I understand because it's his special, but man, it just seemed like a lot. I don't know
that
why.
was just a Mandelbrot set to me, that sequence of that kind of magical mirror thing. It was like, oh, wow. He's like taking, fractals and putting them in pictures.
I'll say, as someone who enjoys like camera work and just the technical side of people behind the camera, because that's its own cosmos amongst itself, it's very impressive to know that this thing was shot, written, performed, edited, all done by one guy. That is
incredible
a Niagara Falls amount of work.
It really is.
And that was another aspect that made me go like, man, I do enjoy this, whatever you want to call it, a collection of songs or just this content. It's weird to call it a comedy special. I would just call
satire.
It a massive piece of content. And I definitely look at it as like the end-all, be-all, unfortunately not anymore, of COVID content, because there's a lot of COVID-themed content, and this guy is just inside of his room making a lot of stuff.
Yeah. What did you think, Jack?
So I'll jump in right there. One of the things that hit me right up front, first of all, my daughters turned me on to Bo Burnham on his 2 previous specials, What and Make Happy. Mm-hmm. And really appreciate that the intellectual level of his comedy, and then learning more about him, how he started as, an internet star. You actually see what he is watching inside in the special inside in one scene right before he does the song Problematic is video of his very first internet post. When he's there as a kid playing, that's his first posting on the internet.
Oh.
And then the song Problematic goes on to talk about how what Ross alluded to is some of the things he said back then, don't fly nowadays.
Right.
My daughter tells me there's a little, in her TikTok algorithm, there's a little backlash against, some of his prior comedy of things that just aren't Jake now, but he addresses it head on. But back to the beginning of this special, and it was that he wrote, produced, shot, and edited, immediately gave me an extra level of interest in this. And it comes from the production standpoint of it, because that whole first time I watched it, and this is why I watch it multiple times, that whole first time was just appreciating the shots. You're doing push zooms you don't have a cameraman. So that's, it's a digital push zoom he's doing on that. And how many edits on Welcome to the Internet when the camera is changing, how many times he's doing that song to get all those different shots. And really the technical aspect on the achievement on what he was able to accomplish. And then on top of that, it is that the level of the comedy of basically a millennial going through an existential crisis. And he talks about whether it's the internet he's taking shots at, woke corporations, unchecked capitalism himself, where we're all targets. But it was very meta as well. It was a song about the special. Intermission, then a song of how you guys are in watching the special. Is it too long? Is it too fast for some of you? Are you looking at your phone?
Right. Maybe next time I'll watch you.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And just some of those little things, like when it FaceTime with my mom, the screen shrinks in. So you are looking at the aspect ratio of a phone like you would on a FaceTime. White woman's Instagram, the screen shrinks into a square like you're looking at an Instagram post, except to the point where she's writing a post to her dead mother, and then it's not that superficial stuff that you post on Instagram. It was her true feelings. What happens? The screen widens out because you're getting to really see who this person is, all wrapped up in a comedy song. It's just the levels of it. The more you peel back, and it's why I listen to it again, because or watch it again. Because I can, every time I find something new, and it's just how it's layered. And Ross always talks about the economy of words in comedy, and I think that is what music does. It forces the economy of words because there's no room to play. You have to, the
lyrics have to fit the melody.
It has to fit. And so every word is so important. I just really appreciate that level of his of the insight into where we are. Just when he was talking about how letting faceless corporations, have direct access to the chemical makeup of our children's brains, basically talking about the dopamine reflex you get from social media likes, and how that they have that. We've given them a direct connection to our children and how they develop.
You mean those salamander-looking CEOs in Silicon Valley?
Perfectly
Hello.
said. Yeah. So, and just pointing out all of those little things, and he's not innocent in this. He's
complicit.
He is complicit, and he admits it. He is self-aware on that point, and he even tells you, he makes fun of, like comedy is going to save the world, like from a white guy like me.
Yeah.
He makes points, but he also admits, I like being the center of attention. I like getting paid.
Yeah, and he says, I'll probably get paid for this, but I would have done it either way.
It's interesting, the angst, though, because we see it with our boy Ross. And really, I wasn't kidding throughout this entire special, because it could have been written by you.
Oh, God.
I mean, what?
I don't know about that.
I mean, if you were locked in a room for over a year with no interaction with anyone, I'm pretty sure you could turn out some pretty killer material. It was a millennial talking about stuff that we don't understand, the idea of, I remember you talking recently, Ross, about creating content and the things you have to give up to just be able to crank it out. And when I heard Bo talk a little bit in the special, I was like, yeah, that sounds a little bit like Ross.
What's interesting, I just had a very long conversation with my roommate who is 25, and he's doing pretty well right now on Instagram, getting, several thousand likes on this 15-second podcast.
Yeah, he's doing great.
It is very funny.
It is good.
But we also had the conversation of like, in the 80s and 90s, that's it now. Social media is the gatekeeper, when before it was a guy with a cigar going, show me what you got, kid. Yeah. And now the gatekeeper for entertainment is literal algorithms.
Yeah.
And now if you are a comedian, if you are an actor, you have to absolutely annihilate social media. And guess what's you know what time you can post on social media? Every second of the day. And at times it can feel a little overwhelming of going like, oh my God, for me to be able to provide for a family, for me to be able to provide for my wife, because I definitely look at this beautiful job and platform that we have here. I look at it as a ride. And what do rides do? They end and you get off. Let me phrase that a little bit better.
Yeah. You don't have to if you're rubber craft.
I do every day.
But we don't. The conversation that me and my roommate had was just talking about which is better. At first it screams like, oh, social media and becoming these comedy influencers and making content and building up a fan base does seem like a better way. But there's also a lot of things that's going to be missed by that guy behind the desk saying yes or no.
Do you did it seem like to you he was complaining about being famous? Did it come off like that, like he was complaining about his plight? Like his talent had gotten him into a situation where he didn't know if he was even being himself. I got a lot of that out of that for some reason. I got a lot of a 30-year-old kind of complaining about his position. Like, not complaining in the sense, but pointing out these things he has to deal with. And then maybe a little bit of complaining because it wasn't really uplifting. I mean, I didn't think it was that uplifting. I mean, he did a lot of complaining. He pointed a lot of fingers at a lot of different situations. And that's another thing. It was very preachy to me.
If exposing the negative side of being famous is complaining, then I guess. But I definitely think there's some vulnerable moments talking about the problem of that amount of fame and everybody knowing who you are.
It's like I mentioned at the beginning when I did my review of it. I mean, fame is fun until you can stand in front of a room full of fans and tell them that you quit because of anxiety, because you're having panic attacks in the middle of your set. And all of it was always met with laughter. It was almost like you would want, if you're in a room full of friends, to feel a little bit of empathy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he was complaining. I just think like he was, I would complain too.
It was a little taxing to me. Like when I used to watch Carlin, I would watch Carlin do his bit, and afterwards I felt a little tired because it was taxing. You had to, it was
think.
It was a bit much. I mean, you had to think, but it was even more than that with Carlin for me. With this guy, because he didn't have Carlin's provenance, not to me again. It just kind of came off like a little whiny. Like I'm like, okay, man. I mean, you can choose not to be famous. There are other jobs. I mean, you could go get another job. You don't have to do this if it's so taxing and so anxiety-ridden. It makes your life so miserable, which he kind of pulled off like that. Like, the guy didn't seem super happy to me. Did he to you guys?
Oh, no. He did not come across as super happy, but like a little tortured. But also, I will say, I believe that was a choice for a special as well.
Yeah.
I don't believe we were getting a true window into who Bo Burnham is at this moment. I believe he also, because I've seen him do interviews about his previous specials, and he will make choices that he feel will play up the drama.
Yeah.
So I think some of that stuff at the end might have been for the sake of the special. And I didn't pick up at all on the woe is me, I'm famous and this is hard. What I picked up on, as someone who I think, which is so prevalent, some of the mental health issues people have, whether it's an existential crisis or the personal crises that our children and younger people who've grown up with the internet are facing. He pointed to it twice, and I have seen it firsthand. And it talks about that disassociation, and you have from all the screen time you have, and the negative that can, I've seen it, and I saw it in the special, and I connected with it there, and I think he speaks to a lot of truth of what we are going through now, and he has been a defender of it as well as but he will point out the dark underbelly of it.
Yeah. By the way, somebody was asking what we were talking about. This is a continuation of What You Do That's New at 4 o'clock. It's Bo Burnham's Inside, which you can see on Netflix right now. Self-produced in one room. I think he did it over 6-8 months is what it did.
I think a year.
Yeah, I think it was a year. Yeah.
I filmed for 6 or 8 months, and he must have edited for 3 because I think he makes a comment about being in that room for 6 or 8 months.
Well, that was like a halfway point when he thought he would be done, and then, that was at his birthday.
Okay,
which you see in the special, and that's why he was a 29-year-old becoming. That's an old-looking 30-year-old. I'll tell you what.
By the way, this is the oddest thing I can say about this before we kind of wrap this up. I did not like it, but I think you should watch it. It's that simple.
How weird is that?
Yeah,
and that's kind of why I chose it.
That's the best compliment I can give this. I did not care for it, but I think you should watch it. And the reason why is because it is painfully interesting, and there's zero question that the guy's really talented.
Yeah.
And oddly, it was the content that kind of turned me off. And of course, that's what he's trying to do. He talks about being a content provider. Some of the songs were very clever. The sock part was pretty entertaining. It is fun to watch because this guy does put himself. But I think you could honestly, I believe you could almost mute this and watch it for 30 minutes, and it would be equally as entertaining to me. I promise you it would, because what he does in that room just by himself is pretty darn amazing.
Oh, And that technical aspect was what kept drawing me in, because I'm like, all right, how did he do this? And I was trying to break down a lot of the.
But he actually put some of that in there. He actually almost puts a little how it's made kind of in the middle of the thing, because he does while some of the music is playing, he puts
transitions,
outtakes of him testing the light to see what it would look like, and he's watching the screen while he's doing it. It must have taken forever to do that. I mean, it really must have.
This is why I love my brother so much, because as soon as I watched it, I called him up and I said, hey, did you watch Bo Burnham's Inside yet? And he goes, yeah. And I went, what's up with that tone of voice? And he was like, I mean, that took him a year to make. Like,
that's great.
I think I can do that.
From an incredibly talented guy to another,
Yeah.
All right,
and I believe my brother. If he had a year off and Netflix waiting at the bits to go, hey, please give us something, I am curious to see what other artists and performers would churn out.
And the one thing, because I talked about the lyrics and the cleverness of that, musically, what he created, I think, is a great growth of his previous work, and catchy as hell.
Yeah, very hooky little songs that I mean, it's very singable in concert, which I'm sure that you'll see him do as it moves forward. All right, my choice for you guys is, I actually talked to Ross and Jack about this the other day because you were out, Deb, yesterday.
Inside scoop.
I started listening to Mark Maron. I know I'm kind of late to the party, but I wasn't very much of a podcaster, but I'm kind of burned out on music right now, so I started listening to podcasts, and he gets the best guests, and I like his style more than Rogan. Rogan's style is a little flighty for me. Maron's a really smart guy. His conversational interview technique is really interesting to me because it allows for a lot of tangents, which he's able to do and then bring back around to what they were talking about initially. And it's Mark Maron's interview with Eddie Murphy that I want you guys to hear, because it was genuinely one of the most fascinating interviews I've heard with a comic or anybody that became that famous, because at one point, Eddie Murphy was the most famous person on planet Earth. Okay? At one point, Eddie Murphy was the most famous human. Not anywhere, human. To hear him talk about that effect on his life with his craft and how he came up with his stand-up and his influences, to me, was amazing. It is a great conversation. It's more than an hour, but you can go through the first 13 minutes of his bit, and then he doesn't even get the interview for 13 minutes or so. Just listen to what you want of it. Just listen to the meat of it. But that's my choice. Eddie Murphy's interview with Mark Maron on the WTF podcast. We'll talk about that next Tuesday. Let's take a little break, come back, talk about Simone Biles right after this.
What you do that's new, brought to you by Glenn Klossman, KLESNANLAW.com.
Proudly sponsored since day one by Glenn Klossman, KlossmanLaw.com.
This Real Radio 104.1 weather report sponsored by Rude Air Conditioning, powered by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Well, after the thunderstorms of this afternoon and this evening are gone, we're going to look at a steamy overnight with a low of 77. Tomorrow's high 93 and a 70% chance for storms. It's all about the sea breezes and where they collide. Thankfully, the tropics are quiet, and they look like they'll remain so for the better part of the next 2 weeks. As far as our rain chances go, they will remain elevated through the weekend. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa and Chips Ahoy are teaming up to bring you handcrafted beverages that'll make your summer adventures epic with delicious and creamy Chips Ahoy smoothies, milkshakes, and sundaes. They're crafted to crave at Wawa.
Man, if you wear contact lenses, you're going to want to listen up, man. If you're tired of having those red, itchy eyes, and I know you are, if you feel like there's sand in your eyes while wearing your contact lenses, you could be suffering from a condition known as contact lens intolerance, also known as CLI. And CLI, man, it's no joke. It affects millions of contact lens wearers. And if you happen to have any of those symptoms I just mentioned, you could be one of them. But here's a good thing. The Filatowski Eye Institute are leaders in vision correction surgery and can really help you out with this issue. All you have to do is schedule your free consultation today. Simply text 1041 to 868686. Again, that's 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute.
This summer, check out live outdoor entertainment and even bigger concerts at the Dr. Phillips Center Front Yard Festival presented by Advent Health. Rock, country, jazz, and more. Plus, dinner and drinks delivered right to your box. All in downtown Orlando and only through the end of this year. The lineup keeps growing, so keep an eye on frontyardfestival.org.
Tools help us tackle all kinds of challenges. The same goes for financial tools, like an Amscot Cash Advance. Up to $500 when you need it, with no credit check. Get started at amscot.com. Some restrictions apply.
Duke Energy is ready to help you through this year's hurricane season. We're investing in a stronger, more resilient grid to help reduce and even prevent outages. And when storms strike, Duke Energy will be there to get the power back on as safely and quickly as possible, while keeping you informed. It's all part of building a smarter energy future. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
It's hot. It's humid. You wanted a relaxed pool party / barbecue. You got the human tsunami instead. Cannonball! Today, he's going for a world record splash that'll send inflatable swans into orbit. Dripping wet, you grab an ice cold can of Heineken. Watch out! When another man-child-made wave embraces you. Incoming! It's okay, though. He's not splashing you. He's adding more refreshment to your refreshment. Heineken. Where others see annoying splashers, we see immediate refreshment. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy responsibly.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track. Daytona. A last chance to keep playoff hopes alive. It's time to bring your friends and family to watch the drama unfold up close and in person. NASCAR comes to Daytona International Speedway August 27th and 28th. Tickets start at just $49. Get yours at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
When I lost my Chase debit card, I was like... But I locked my card on my Chase mobile app, and that feels like... That's what security feels like. Card locked.
Check and lock down your money with security from Chase. Control feels good. Learn more at chase.com/banking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Enroll in Chase online or on the Chase mobile app. Messaging and data rates may apply. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, let your senses be your guide. Follow the incredible aroma of outdoor dining under a starlit night, or see the sunset over the Gulf, painting a magnificent orange and red sky. Feel the gentle breeze on a leisurely stroll along the new St. Pete Pier, or let every sense come alive at the Salvador Dali Museum. Sounds like it's time for a fall getaway. You can sense it. Plan your fall escape to America's best beaches at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
You take steps to stay healthy when at the pharmacy picking up vitamins or filling a prescription.
May I help you?
Take another healthy step right now and ask the pharmacist how Prevnar 13 can help protect you from pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease. If you're 65 or older, a trip to the pharmacy is a lot more pleasant than a trip to the hospital because of pneumococcal pneumonia. Help protect yourself with the Prevnar 13 pneumococcal 13-valent conjugate vaccine, diphtheria CRM 197 protein. Prevnar 13 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 13 does not protect against all strains of the disease. Stop by the pharmacy today and ask about Prevnar 13. Learn more at Prevnar13.com. Don't get Prevnar 13 if you have had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with a weakened immune system may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-866-694-9300 or visit Prevnar13.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Real Radio is on Instagram because why wouldn't we be? You know what? Don't answer that. At Real Radio 1041, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio. Real Radio. Radio 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 770-31. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I am the Jim part. There's the Deb part.
Hello.
The Jack part.
Hello.
And, of course, the Ross part.
Promise we're all sober.
You can see Ross this weekend up in Leesburg, OrlandoComedy.com. The tickets are still available, or are they?
They are, and I believe there's only about 40 left.
About 40 left of the show coming up this weekend. Big
Exciting.
show. The lineup in Ocala went over really well. The online chatter was quite good, and I heard from people yesterday via the texting service that the entire show was great up and down the line. So we'll tee it up again. That's Ross, Sabrina Amber from the News Junkie, our buddy Joel Warren, you'll remember him, and Christophe Jean, who has sat in on the show a couple times as well, one of the most up-and-coming comics in Central Florida, and not to mention, like Ross said, blowing up right now on Instagram with his 15-second interview.
Yeah, a 15-second podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, go follow I'm Chris Jeans.
Yeah.
He's a fun time.
Yeah, it's a good time for sure. So let's talk about this Simone Biles thing, guys. Famously, this morning, my phone started absolutely floating in midair with notifications.
They just knew that you would love this.
Yeah, just notification after notification after notification that Simone Biles had pulled out. Now, initially, when we heard this, it was a medical reason, an injury. You know, I think the word injury was used up front.
A medical issue, I remember being part of the verbiage, the official verbiage.
Yeah, I actually read a number of stories. Injury was used, medical issue. You know, the mental issue was never mentioned. Anxiety didn't come up. The initial reports, I did not see that word used at all. Then, of course, as we moved throughout the morning, the reports kept coming out, and it wasn't a physical injury at all. She said that she was just overwhelmed and had some anxiety about it and thought it was a little too much. The pressure had become overwhelming, and she decided to dip out of the Team USA gymnastics events. We are still waiting word to whether or not she will compete in the singles events because we don't even know that right now. And, of course, like Jack said earlier, she is the most decorated gymnast in American history and one of the most decorated gymnasts in Olympic history. Obviously, as an American, you look at sending Simone Biles up there, it's like sending your ace out. It's like sending Mariano Rivera out if you're a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
Once that guy gets the ball in his hand, 9 times out of 10, that game is going to end the way it looks on the scoreboard then. When you send a girl like Simone Biles out, you expect her to lay waste to everybody. China, Russia, Japan, all of the big stalwarts in gymnastics did not want her competing at all. Trust me, she's a monster. She is a freak of nature physically.
What's interesting is some of the interviews that they were playing as part of these games, you could hear, I wouldn't say the doubt. Well, maybe her doubting herself. You could hear her talk about how, at the games when she was 16 and she was 20, this is her third Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, she talked about she was fearless. And now at 24, she's thinking more about it. And whether it's just, caught up in her head, you could tell her mental approach was different than it was in the past. And you can't totally divorce her of the fact of the Larry Nassar affair, and because that is one of the reasons she decided to come back to be one of the, in her words, to be one of the
Success
stories, because all of the over 100. Is it 100 girls that and women and young women that Larry Nassar was accused of inappropriately touching?
Convicted.
But they're all out of gymnastics.
The number rose to 150.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So she would have been the only, as far as I know, the only accuser of Larry Nassar who was still active, and she wanted to kind of be a torchbearer for Olympic for the gymnastics team, Team USA, because the organization itself, she felt, let the gymnasts down.
Yeah, USA Gymnastics facing a lot of heat because of that. That Nassar thing is a big deal, and it should have been.
Yeah.
It was a complete nightmare. I believe they threw everybody in that organization completely out, right? Or shut it down completely at one point, right?
I don't believe it was shut down.
Yeah, but I mean, they changed everybody out. I thought they actually talked about changing the entire organization altogether.
Yeah, I know the Carolis were
Right,
the team captains, and I think they had their camp and stuff. But there was speculation on what did they know about.
Yeah,
how does this guy, Larry Nassar, assault so many girls without
there being knowledge of it?
Yes.
Well, because you don't. There was knowledge of it.
Right.
So this thing for me is kind of odd based on, of course, what we just saw with Naomi Osaka in the French Open and Wimbledon, representing the country, going over there playing as American. Here, she's playing for Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, so playing for Japan, she gets beat, 42nd. What's weird to me about this is this, right? So let's just start with Naomi Osaka, right? She doesn't play for her country, but this will lead up to what I'm talking about with Simone Biles, I believe. And then we can go to break and take your calls and text about it and see what you guys think. So here's what I don't understand about the anxiety pressure thing. I don't really suffer from that, so I don't really grip it. I don't discount it either because I know it happens. My daughter deals with it a little bit. One of my daughters deals with it, and I know it can come out of nowhere and grab you. What I don't understand is how can you dip out of the French Open and dip out of Wimbledon because you say those events are too much, but then show up for the Olympics, the biggest event, with the most people watching, and you do the biggest thing they have, which is lighting the cauldron. So the thing I don't understand is how you can pick and choose the anxiety when it happens there and I'm not saying use this as an excuse because I'm not saying that people who have that do, and I'm not saying that they don't because that happens as well, if we're just being real. But with that said, how do you skip those two events and say, hey, there was a little too much pressure, and then show up for the Olympics, the biggest event we have. So big we only do it for once every 4 years for the summer. And then going to Simone Biles, the optics are a little weird here too, right? Here's a girl that is here's a talent, an athlete that doesn't really make mistakes. Matter of fact, I think in the New York Times today, one of the sports writers said, "Hey, check this out, guys. Believe it or not, this girl makes mistakes." And that's understood. She's human. You're going to make mistakes. We've grown to expect her to do the extraordinary on the regular because that's what she's shown us that she's capable of over and over and over, producing unbelievable vaults, unbelievable talents, unbelievable flatland tumbling that is simply amazing. Some things we've never even seen before. And then you have 2 or 3 mistakes that really kind of knock your thing down, and all of a sudden now you can't play. The optics are weird, right? Am I the only one that thinks that? Like you have a bad day, and then the next day you can't play. Is anybody else thinking that, or is it just me? Am I the dick thinking that?
Well,
because it looks bad, right? The optics and the timing here. I'm not the only one saying this for the record.
Absolutely, I believe that. However, I also believe that there is so much unknown with when you have mental health issues. You can wake up one day and it can be, I can't do it today, and whether it's depression or anxiety, I believe it's not a constant. I believe it's an up and down. And each day you're trying to do your best. But
let me ask you this, then, Jack. I'm sorry. Let me interject there because I'll work on that thought. If you deal with this, and I'm not saying it should paralyze you to the point where you can't do it, because Mark Maron talks about having anxiety and it being torture to do stand up for him. He does not make his career sound fun at all. Matter of fact, most of the time, the first 10 minutes of his show, all he does is bitch about what a pain in the ass it is to do stand up. But it's the only thing you can do. My thing is, if you can't handle that pressure, why put yourself in that scenario? Why not step to the side? This goes right back to the thing yesterday with the professional golfer and the alcoholism. Why not just step to the side and say, you know what? I'm not 100% sure I'm really ready for this right now. I'm feeling a lot of pressure. That way somebody else can come in and train for that spot and not let the team down. Because here we are again, as Americans, on the biggest front out there, in the biggest situation you could have. Now we've had, we've had our number one athlete kind of dip. And again, I'll just go, the optics look terrible. You have a bad day on the mat. You expected to go out there and slam it, win gold and everything. You didn't. And now you don't feel like playing anymore.
You say that the optics look bad, and I think the reason why is because it's not a positive thing. It's not a happy story. It's a bad thing that she wishes that she didn't experience this. I mean,
Yeah.
I would like to think so, unless she's,
I don't know. I mean, who knows, Ross? I mean, she's on, she just stopped.
Well, people tend to not enjoy negative experiences.
Yeah.
So I would say the optics look bad because it's not good.
Yeah, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
Real quick, it is only her second Olympics. I thought she was at 8 years ago, but no, she actually started as a gymnast after that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we would love to hear your comments on this because I don't. Again, I look at things like this, and I am a bit of a skeptic. I'll be the first one to say this, but I'm also a realist in the sense that I'm like, okay, well, I have kids, and I had kids that played sports, and when they had bad days, they didn't feel like going back out there because it was embarrassing to them. That can happen to every athlete, regardless of the level, and I think it happened here. I just think she got her pride hurt and didn't want to go out there and quote let the team down anymore. She feels the pressure. Well, you should feel the pressure. You're the best gymnast on the planet. And you're tumbling for your team, the country. You should feel a lot of pressure. But you should really, to me, athletes like that lean into that. Man, you're into comedy. You want the stage to be bigger and better and brighter, don't you? Every time? Yeah, man.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. You're at the best. I mean, you've trained your entire life to be right here. And you just quit. I don't get it, man. All right, we'll be back in a sec.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center. Car crash? Call Clausman Law.
Well, the turnpike is still shut down southbound due to a crash between Scrub J Lane and Mineola. Avoid this area. Eastbound travel on I-4 stop and go from an earlier wreck between the turnpike and OBT. And we're seeing slow volume westbound between World Drive and 429 near Celebration. Still a good shape on the beach line at 408 and 417. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Amtrak. Amtrak. Whether you're craving a breath of fresh mountain air, an exciting new adventure, or just some free babysitting from Grandma, Amtrak can get you there. With more than 500 destinations across the country. Everything you're missing, just an Amtrak away.
Man, you got to come over to the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex to learn about the future of the Artemis program. Check this out, man. Artemis is the next human space program from NASA. The goal, landing the first female and first person of color astronauts on the moon's south pole by 2024. And they're going to do it. It's the U.S. Space Agency's first crewed moon mission since Apollo 17 way back in 1972. Look, man, they're going to get there. They're going to study the surface of the moon, establish sustainable exploration, and, of course, get ready to go to Mars. And you can learn all about that at one of the best places in all of Central Florida. Our entire team here loves the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. You will as well. It's an amazing spot. Learn more and get your tickets today at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
At Checkers, we're loading up our next Baconzilla with melty cheese and plenty of bacon for Mary. See, Mary had a little trouble fixing up an old car today. A really, really old car. So we fixed up a couple of hand-seasoned 100% beef patties and topped them with melty cheddar cheese and crispy bacon. Just for her. Mary, you got that old jalopy running again. Now go grab yourself a bacony, cheesy reward. You've earned it. Baconzilla, only at Checkers. Get it delivered through our new rewards app.
Do you live in Leesburg or anywhere close? If so, listen up. The last show of Real Radio's We Come to You comedy tours in Leesburg at the Melon Patch Theater, Saturday, July 31st.
The first show went great.
Kevin Hart was not there.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why you think he would be there.
You never know.
I do know. I've never met him. Why do you keep bringing him?
Tickets at OrlandoComedy.com. Once again, tickets are at OrlandoComedy.com. We're coming for you, Leesburg. Kevin Hart will not be there, but Ross Padgett and Sabrina Amber will.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
Need to turn your home equity into cash? This is Robert Palmer, and home values are at an all-time high. Smart homeowners are accessing home equity at today's low rates. But don't use your home equity to pay closing costs. Let me pay them instead. Visit rpfunding.com for details. NMLS 7168, Equal Housing.
Owning a business comes with pressure. There's a limit to what I can do and still keep employees engaged. Fortunately, there's Insperity. They put 30-plus years of HR experience to work to help me with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance, while giving my employees competitive benefit options. And because I'm able to focus on other priorities, my employees can thrive and my business can grow. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
Tampa Bay's winning streak continues with bold starts, crowd-pleasing finishes, and more world titles, like Rate Beer naming Tampa Bay home to some of the world's best breweries. Discover Tampa Bay's award-winning craft beer and spirit scene with Florida's biggest concentration of craft breweries. Taste unexpected flavors and new twists on familiar favorites, highlighting local ingredients like citrus and Cuban coffee, all just a short drive away. Get your free beer pass and more at baycrafted.com.
And please drink responsibly.
Did you know that Solis Health Plans gives you up to $1,200 per year in OTC products? Yes, up to $1,200 per year in OTC products. Brand name quality products. That's a relief. Furthermore, with Solis, you don't have a copay when visiting primary doctors or specialists. Zero. Call now and join a local health plan that makes a difference. 1-833-33-SOLIS. 1-833-33-SOLIS. Solis Health Plans. Amazing healthcare just around the corner.
Can you name the 3 habits of healthy hygiene? We shower, we brush our teeth, and we... Wait a minute. What third habit? Think about it. The pandemics reminded us that the nose is your body's filter against a constant invasion of airborne germs. Your nose traps allergens, bacteria, and viruses, but like any filter, the more it's clogged up, the less it works. Now it's easy to clean your nose with Navage. My name's Martin Hoke, and I did not invent nasal irrigation. It's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make nasal irrigation easy for everyone. Navage uses powered suction to flush out germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you very sick. People love Navage. It has 4.7 stars with over 70,000 online reviews. And over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and select Walmarts. Make cleaning your nose your third habit. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Murder in Illinois is the new true crime podcast that attempts to answer the question, who really killed the Vaughn family? In 2007, Chris Vaughn's wife and 3 children were found murdered in their SUV. Chris was arrested and convicted, though he claims to have no memory of the events.
Both the prosecution's theory and the defense's theory are incorrect. That's not how it happened.
So how did it happen, Lauren?
Listen to Murder in Illinois on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Miles of pristine white sand below, expansive cerulean blue skies above, and wonderment everywhere you look. This is St. Pete Clearwater in the fall. Here, the senses awaken with the first morning light. Emerald green waters gently lap the shore. A calming Gulf breeze floats through the air. It's vivid, it's vibrant, and it's the perfect getaway. Plan your fall escape to America's best beaches at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
Thinking about divorce? Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studio. Car accidents, other injuries? Call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio 104.1 has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword dollar. 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 To 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and information. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's dollar to 200-200. And may your efforts bear fruit.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Of course, you can always text our show. We love that. That number is 77031. Your 5 o'clock keyword is dollar, DOLLAR. Text that to the number 200-200 for your shot to win that $1,000. Again, 5 o'clock keyword is dollar. Go get that money for sure. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. By the way, we do text back on the texting service. So if you ever take a shot and want to give us some, just text us comments, we'll have chats with you for sure.
Sometimes.
I've been having a chat with somebody all afternoon, and we completely disagree on something, but we've had a very courteous conversation about it. Matter of fact, I believe he even said so. We didn't call each other one name the entire time, and it was about that chick Ashley Babbitt who got shot because we were talking about the insurrection January 6th.
Yeah.
Those trials started today, so we were talking a little bit about that, and he just kept making up stuff about why she was shot or whatever. And I was like, man, just tell me why she was shot. Just say it. You know why she was shot. She was trying to get into a place she wasn't told. She was warned not to go in there. She crawled halfway through and they shot her. It's that simple. But it was something way more than that. You know that.
Oh, yeah.
So many Antifa people there.
Right.
407-916-1041. Talk a little bit about this Simone Biles issue. Nobody's calling, so I guess nobody's interested in it. A lot of people are texting during the break, their conversations, their comments on it. And somebody brought up something very cool. And again, I will just ask you guys this because obviously you know where it sits with me, this whole idea of giving up. I for the life of me, I do not understand it for almost any reason. Because there are a lot of people that deal with a lot of pressure every day, and you just can't give up. You just can't walk out of your job. You just can't walk off the site. You just can't walk out of school. You have responsibilities. You got to live up to them. And somebody was saying earlier, sports is about pressure. You put yourself in these situations for that high-level pressure. I mean, she records a bunch of TV shows, commercials, does all that, does endorsements and appearances. Has there ever been an issue with that? Has anxiety ever stopped her from doing that? Like from showing up to, TV commercials where everybody's watching her and she's doing her thing there?
Jimmy,
was that an issue?
If people could turn the anxiety off and control anxiety the way, for that, we wouldn't have a problem.
But this is the first time we've ever heard of this, though, right? Yeah. This is the first time we've ever heard this ever happen. Matter of fact, in all the stories I read today, including some from the New York Times, supposed to be pretty thorough, nobody ever mentioned an example of this happening in her past before. Like, nobody ever said anything. She ever missed another trial or missed a Pan American Games?
Well, did
or
it
missed
happen?
another game? I don't know. Has she ever missed anything before because of anxiety?
Has it happened in any other Olympic Games, not just with this specific athlete, but other instances? Or is that the culture they're trying to change?
See, I don't even know if Simone Biles is saying anxiety is why I can't compete.
Well, she said she had some pressure issues, and the word mental was used. And the word anxiety was actually used as well.
Right. So I'm what I expect is that NBC will have, although they'll be playing the women's team competition tonight, they'll be airing that tonight. But I believe they'll probably get pretty in depth on updating us on on where we are now.
Yes, I'm sure we'll have the package story tonight. There's no question we'll have the story tonight. Of what they want us to know or whatever.
What they want us to know, I think of what they're gonna, get from Simone Biles. The way you say it is like, NBC has this agenda now.
Well, I don't know if they have an agenda or not, but I mean, it's just kind of a weird thing how all the information rolled out to begin with. First, it was an injury, then the word injury was wiped out. Now it was a mental issue because they understand the optics.
But it was. It's not NBC creating that. It was NBC reporting that the team said a medical issue.
Right. A medical issue first, then, injury. I saw the word injury specifically a couple of times. Then it kind of morphed into medical issue. Then later in that morning, it morphed into the anxiety mental thing or whatever.
And now injury could have been conjecture on someone's part or someone just looking, by saying, she landed strange on 3 of her routines from qualifying and are assuming it's an injury. That could have been a 2 + 2 = 5 situation.
Yeah, because at that one point when they said injury, they even made comments about her getting her ankles extra taped that day. Then of course it had nothing to do with that whatsoever. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. 407-916-1041. Let's take a few of these calls here. Eric, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Doing great, sir. Love you guys' show.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. So my daughter's in gymnastics. She's only 12, but she looks up to Simone a lot, and I'm sure there's a lot of girls out there that have that that drive because of seeing somebody great like her. I think it's kind of a letdown when you see somebody compete so long to get into that type of position and then to back out. I grew up watching Jordan as a great. You don't have a bad game and then take your ball and go home.
Yeah,
he did.
and then he quit for a year.
He didn't quit because, he didn't quit the team. He didn't quit in the finals. The guy played with a flu a number of times, actually.
Yeah.
one of his best performances, I think he played with 102 temperature.
But I'm not going to pretend like he didn't quit he didn't quit professional basketball for a year and go play baseball.
Yeah, he did. But, after he'd accomplished quite a bit, though, right? 6 championships, MVP like a billion times.
Simone hasn't?
No, she has, but this is her second time, competing in the games.
Yeah.
And she quit the team. It wasn't like in the middle. It wasn't at the end of a career. This is not the end of a career. She's in the middle of a career. She's young.
Sure, there's definitely some differences, but there's also some similarities. Yeah. Like, Jordan definitely did that.
407-916-1041. I don't know if that's comparable or not. I really don't. David, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Hey, doing good. I want to give you something to think about right now. So in terms of what she does for the team and those sort of stunts she's pulling off, if your head is not in the right space, you could really...
Because we're all thinking this as Simone Biles' individual decision, but that caller really brought up something I hadn't thought about before. Obviously, this must have been something that she consulted her teammates and her coach about, and it wasn't just an individual decision?
Like, if she says, during that vault, I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't even thinking about where I was landing or the process. If she is disassociating from the discipline that she's currently doing, then maybe it would be a coach, just like a fighter's manager throwing in the towel, saying, for your own good, you cannot do this.
Or watching the Cubs game the other day when the pitcher was taken out. He didn't look real happy, but, the coach was like, yeah, you're not pitching the way we want you to do. You gotta sit the rest of this out.
And let's use that pitcher thing here for a while, because also, when you play the World Series of playoffs, pitchers pitch on short rest, because usually starting pitchers pitch for 4 days rest. But when the playoffs come and when the World Series comes and you need your best players out there to provide the best possibility for you to win, those guys will pitch on 2 days rest. Starting pitchers will pitch out of the bullpen sometimes. Yeah. In other words, they will morph because the team needs them to win. My thing with that argument would be, tone it down then. Pick another routine. You don't have to do the super complicated one. But your presence on the field, your presence on the mat, your presence on the bar matters to this team. You being in the game, even at 70%, is probably better than 90% of the gymnasts out there at 100%. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. The calls are absolutely loaded. We will take those as soon as we get back. You are listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio.
Yeah. It's going down. What do you got to say about it? 407-916-1041. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the rest, buy from the best. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Well, southbound travel on the Turnpike still shut down from a crash between Scrub J Lane and Mineola. Avoid this area and we'll let you know when it clears. Showers in the area slowing things down too. We're seeing heavy volume westbound on I-4 between World Drive and 429, as well as eastbound on I-4 between the Turnpike and OBT. It's slow too between Osceola Parkway and 535. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Amtrak. Whether you're craving a breath of fresh mountain air, an exciting new adventure, or just some free babysitting from Grandma, Amtrak can get you there. With more than 500 destinations across the country, everything you're missing, just an Amtrak away.
Guys, here in Central Florida, very, very important that your AC works perfectly every single minute of every day in this state for about, 6 months. Got to have that. Mills Air can make sure that happens for you. They've been doing this since 1992, 29 years in the business, keeping you nice and cool. Their techs are smart. They know every system inside and out. Doesn't even matter what kind of AC you have. Not only do they know it, they probably have the parts on the van to fix it while you wait. But that preventive maintenance plan they sell is something you have to be a part of. That's basically like a tune-up for your AC a couple times a year to make sure you have no parts about ready to leave you hanging. That's what they did for me, and they saved my butt as well. Up to $2,700 in rebates if you get a new Carrier unit because they're Carrier factory authorized dealers. That's what they're all about. Family owned and operated, ready to help you today, guys. 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. MillsAir.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
Tickets are on sale now for our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, September 17th and 18th in Las Vegas. Billie Eilish, Cheap Trick, Coldplay, Dua Lipa, Phineas, Florida Georgia Line, J. Cole, Journey, Khalid, Lil Baby, Maroon 5, Nelly, Sam Hunt, Weezer, and more on the T-Mobile Arena nighttime stage. Get tickets now through AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
Need to turn your home equity into cash? This is Robert Palmer, and home values are at an all-time high. Smart homeowners are accessing home equity at today's low rates. But don't use your home equity to pay closing costs. Let me pay them instead. Visit rpfunding.com for details. NMLS 7168, Equal Housing.
If you're thinking about upgrading your yard area, you know what? Get a new fence. I mean, I'll tell you what, it changes the space so much. I just got a fence from Fence Outlet, and you can call them. You can set up an at-home free estimate. See what's right for you. You can stop by the store. They have got so many things for you to choose from. FenceOutlet.com.
When you owe the IRS or state sales tax and can't pay, call J. David Tax Law for effective tax help. J. David Tax Law can stop IRS or state collection actions and protect you from financial ruin. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962 or at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
The heat is on. That means the highest power bills of the year are on the way. It's time to smile when you see your power bill.
I smile because I save $300 a month on my power bill.
I smile because I'm saving my environment with a sustainable power choice.
We smile because we chose Solar Source.
Don't let another summer power bill pass you by. Get your free savings estimate today from Solar Source with next day appointments available. Visit solarsource.com. Now, when it comes to power, trust the source. Solar Source.
When life-changing events happen, it's important to have somebody there to take the burden off of your shoulders. At those moments, Kramer Law is there for you. If you were involved in a divorce or you're having a dispute with your ex, Kramer Law will be there to take care of you every step of the way. Life-changing events happen. Having a lawyer on your side is the smart move. No matter what the legal issue, we're here for you. Kramer Law, one firm for life.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Hey, Central Florida, it's time to up your standard of driving. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Are you sick of driving a car you hate? Raise the bar in a nice new car and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $69 per month. New cars from just $129 per month. Raise the bar and I'll get more for your old car. We'll pay up to $5,000 over appraised value for your clunker. Is your credit score lower than you like? We will help you get approved. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. I'm raising the bar and making my best offer ever. Like brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new 2022 Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. Plus check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $69 per month. Trade-ins will pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Mirage 9900 72 months. 2.9 APR, $9 down, $249 payment plus tax tag fees. Max trade incentive based on purchase.
Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it.
Saturday, August the 14th at the Dr. Phillips Outdoor Front Yard Festival, come see classic rock supergroup Generation Radio, featuring members of Journey, Chicago, and Rascal Flatts, playing all your favorites from all three bands. Guests reserve their own private box. Tickets and info at frontyardfestival.org. Presented by Advent Health. Show supported by Florida Blue.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track. Daytona, a last chance to keep playoff hopes alive. It's time to bring your friends and family to watch the drama unfold up close and in person. NASCAR comes to Daytona International Speedway August 27th and 28th. Tickets start at just $49. Get yours at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Newt Gingrich here, and I'd like to invite you to listen to my podcast, Newt's World. Most people know me as the former Speaker of the House, but I'm also a historian with a wide range of interests. I enjoy talking with experts in their field and the most interesting people across a variety of subjects. I release 4 episodes of Newt's World every week. with an effort to excite the imagination of our audience, and hopefully you'll learn something new each time you listen. Listen and subscribe for free to Newt's World on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Top dollar for your trade. See how much we pay at SutherlandBuysCars.com.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show, already in progress.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in on this beautiful Tuesday stormy afternoon.
Yeah.
Right here in Maitland, Florida, broadcasting out of Central Florida for you guys listening throughout the area there. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. We were discussing the Simone Biles issue. Of course, she pulled out of the team competitions. We are still waiting to hear word whether or not she will compete in the singles competitions that will be starting soon. I guess the finals are tonight, Jack, for team?
Correct. Yeah, they'll be airing the females team finals tonight. Men's are already complete.
Absolutely. So we'll get that. And we have packed lines, just kind of debating on what, how we kind of feel about the Simone Biles thing. I feel like she kind of let the country down, got to quit on us a little bit, stating some mental or some anxiety or angst of some sort. Saying the pressure's too much. She feels like she's got the weight of the world on her shoulders was a quote from today. And then basically, just not saying leaving the team stranded sounds harsh. I will not say that because she is still there with the team, but really has crippled the chances of the U.S. team women's gymnastics for winning gold this year. And we were just kind of debating whether or not or just what we should even feel about this. As we kind of move forward, trying to find out some answers. Let's go to your calls here. Eric, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Doing great. How y'all doing?
Wonderful.
Just a quick question. You think if China paid her off for their team to win?
I do not believe that.
No, not at all, huh?
No, I don't believe that.
No, because when you see who meddled.
Yeah, I won't subscribe to that because I'm not saying there's a conspiracy thing going on. I think
I'm not saying anything. I'm just.
I think she has some issues, no question. I just think you got to rise above that at times, man. There are a lot of people who've had a lot of issues, athletes throughout the years, and have competed at the highest level while dealing with them.
Yeah, but I could probably get a lot of web hits if I start China paid her off website.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. We can start that. I'm not above it.
Okay.
I am.
Are you?
I don't want to start the conspiracy.
Don't talk to Ross about it.
We already have enough of that.
Don't talk to Ross about it, guys.
Who brought the millennial?
Justin, how's it going, Justin? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Jim. How you doing?
Good, brother.
I have kind of a unique perspective. My brother-in-law just competed on Thursday for men's gymnastics in Tokyo for the Czech Republic. And I was talking to him about this, and he seems to think that this decision really was the best thing for the team, just as a whole. As far as I know, they can't just change up their routine at the last second if they're feeling like they can't complete a certain move or anything like that. And she's got the most insane moves that you can possibly think of. So, for her and for the team, her not doing those incredibly difficult moves under that amount of pressure, under the social media backlash she was getting, was the best move for the team as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, that was argued earlier on the texting service. I still don't buy it. And the reason I don't buy it is because, like I said in a previous segment, Simone Biles at 70% is probably better than most of the teams at 100%. She's just that good. There's so much separation between her and second place most of the time that she comes in with a giant cushion to work with.
But if it was a team decision, it was still a team decision. I mean, we're still armchair quarterbacking something that Team USA decided was best for the team and the individual athletes moving forward. It's no different than trying to say China paid her off by acting like this was a singular decision that she made on her own. Damn be the consequences. Damn be my teammates. I think it's important that we stress that point so that we're not going into either conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and what we do know is that she did stick around to cheer her team on and was actually, active with them in the arena,
so
which you will see tonight.
I have to assume they knew.
But in reality, really, though, I mean, what option does the team have? With all of the juice out there, with the mental, the anxiety stuff, are they supposed to look at her and go, you know what, you got to suck it up and get out there and go?
Maybe they did.
They can't. There's no way they could do that. If that got out, are you kidding me? In this world today on social media, if it got out, the Team America looked at her and said, look, I don't care how you're feeling. we need you right now. You got to figure it out. That would have been 50 times worse than her dipping. It would have been way worse.
But isn't that what we would expect teammates to say?
I guess, man. I don't
So
know.
why would that be any worse though?
The teammates to me wouldn't even matter. I'm the coach of the team. They still have coaches. They have directors. The coach could look at her and go, "Look, man, really? You can't. There's no way possible." Like there's no. And I don't know that this didn't happen. Because there's a lot we don't know. And of course, we'll know tomorrow. But if I was that team captain, I'd pull her to the side and say, "Really? Are you sure? We kind of need you here, man." You did all this work. You came all this way. You made all this sacrifice just to call it good. I don't know, man. I would be in there trying to get her fired up. I wouldn't let her just kind of walk away. I'd be like, seriously, you got to pin your ears back sometimes, man. Christian, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
How you doing, guys? Thank you for having me on the show.
Sure.
I myself had suffered with anxiety, depression, PTSD for 10 years. Basically, with the situation with her, anxiety just hits at any given time. I've dealt with this for over 10 years, and I can't tell you how much this has crushed me in so many different ways in different times of the day, where whatever it is. I deployed overseas twice to Afghan. I was a U.S. Marine, came back home, and I'm still in the recovering phase, and I still haven't fully recovered.
Let me ask you.
When that happens, go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No, you were about to say when that happens. Go ahead, because I was about to ask you that very thing.
When that happens, it could be, the best way I can explain it to you is it could be 5 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, or it could be a couple of days where you're completely in this hole, and it's hard to come out of it. And once you're in there, it's difficult. It's difficult to function. It's difficult to do your daily tasks.
Yeah. What's the overwhelming feeling when you're in the hole? I'm going to do this literally. Okay, you're in this hole. You're looking up. You see some light up there. What's the feeling?
A whole bunch of pressure on your chest, like you can't do anything. I'm telling you, you just want to go ahead and you're crippled out.
You just feel paralyzed. Yeah,
Fight or flight.
Appreciate that, buddy.
Fight or flight. You're either going to fight it or you're going to flee from it.
I don't think this is too bad, but Jim, you've had a panic attack.
Yeah, I have.
And then also, and this isn't me shelling out any information that you haven't shared out on air, don't you take medication?
No, I don't anymore. I don't take medication. I don't take that stuff anymore. No, I stopped taking lithium. Don't take it. And I had one panic attack in my life. Didn't understand it, and for sure it put me down. But I was back at it the next day. I would have been back at it that afternoon or that evening if it would have been so late, just because that's what it was. Now, again, I've had one in my entire life. My daughter's had a number of these, and they are crippling. She says it. You just don't know what's going on. You feel like you don't know what's happening. But I would just simply ask. My daughter has a history of it. And I don't know that you go and say this, but she's competed in all these other games, competed in all the other Olympics. Again, she shot plenty of commercials, done plenty of advertisements, done plenty of public speaking. I just didn't know if this was a thing with her, or if this is the only incident.
But what we do know is if you are not mentally focused and on point, you should not be spinning 30 feet in the head where you could land on your head. You know what I'm saying? It's what they do. We kind of take it for granted because of what we've seen, especially with Simone Biles, just the magistry and the magic we've seen her perform in the air. But if you are not on point, that is a dangerous position to put your body in.
407-916-1041. Hey, Austin, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing excellent, Jim. How are you guys doing?
Doing great, man.
Look, I'm just gonna hop on and say it. This makes me think of 1936. The weight of the world on her shoulders. Jesse Owens ran in Berlin in front of Hitler. I don't want to hear that. You suck it up. You get out there. You do your sport. This is what you were born and bred for. There's no anxiety in this game. You've never been an athlete. So I'm sick of it. I'm tired of hearing the I need a day off or any of that nonsense.
Yeah. It is weird. Old schoolers don't, and I'm one of those. I'll be the first one to tell you, and I'm not trying to be insensitive. I just don't understand. I've never run into a situation like that where you're like, well, and let's face it here. This is not the Olympics by any means, but we have a job to do here. Does everybody have a perfect day every day before you come to work?
Oh, of course.
Let me give you a nice little insight. You guys don't know this. My wife and I were in a pretty big argument yesterday.
We had a good show.
Pretty big argument yesterday. Started Sunday night. We had a bad Monday. Could you tell it?
No.
No, because you got to come in here and do your gig. Everybody, look, talk to Rollins. Rollins gone through 5 divorces on the air. Manned up, came in every day and knocked it out. That's just what you got to do. You know, sometimes it's like that. And I don't mean to discount this mental illness thing. I promise you I'm not doing this. I promise you I'm not. But again, I do think sometimes you have to be snatched up a little bit. And I think that's something that maybe is lacking in American leadership now, whether it be in the family, whether it be in the government, police departments, whatever the case may be. The ability to just kind of look somebody in their eye and go, look, man, you can do this. You can move beyond this. This is not bigger than you. In the Olympics, she's good enough. The Olympics aren't better than her. She's bigger than the game. She just got to show up and do her thing. And this is a very difficult thing for a lot of people in America to understand.
But maybe being bigger than the game, it was the problem. Maybe that's what got into her head of, you know, it's one thing, it's a cliche where they say the hardest time to win is when everyone expects you to win.
Sure.
But for like that last caller, you just suck it up. We are talking about between the world competitions, the Pan Am Games, and the Olympics, 27 gold medals for Simone Biles,
Monster.
5 silver and 4 bronze. I mean, there has been no American and no gymnast to win more than what she has done.
And then she's 24.
And then ask, okay, that's great. And that's a perfect setup. Then why now? And again, I will just say, when you look at the optics of her having a very bad day on the first day, stepping out of bounds a couple times, costing herself some points, not being the best in the world there, and then all of a sudden she doesn't want to go, you know, she's not feeling it type thing. What happened all those times before? When she was crushing it, what happened?
I can only speak for myself when it comes to me getting older, and I'm only 32, a fresh 32.
Yeah, fresh as it gets.
Very fresh.
And I still look like I'm at 8, kind of. But at 18, who cares? Whatever. And then all of a sudden, I got to 23, and then I was like, oh, my God, all right, life kind of matters. I got to start working on stuff. And then at 32, I mean, I think the older you get, the more and more things start to matter.
And this is her first thing, right? She has been an absolute doll for this country, right? No drama, no hassle. Nothing like that, right? She has been that dream scenario for the U.S.
Her
right?
personally, yeah. I believe her brother has had some legal issues. I think she was adopted by her grandparents.
But what I'm saying is she hasn't had that. There's no baggage there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Paul, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
First time caller. I just want to say you guys make my day go by fast.
Thank you, brother.
And I love you guys. You're great. I think she's got a boyfriend problem.
You think she has you think this is all over? Hold on, no, say it louder because I want them to.
And I want to know another thing too. Yeah, what was he arguing about?
Yeah, what was I arguing about?
No, the argument between Simone Biles.
You don't want to know that. No. Okay, just do stupid stuff. You've been married a long time. You do stupid stuff.
Oh, you did something stupid? No. Let's talk about that. That's far more interesting.
I'm sure
that's got more real life.
I'm sure that caller thinks that about every male athlete.
Yeah. So, I mean,
thank you, Ross.
Now, hold on for a second. I mean, is there any validity to that at all? Is there a possibility that Simone Biles, at 24 years old, could have had a bad day with her boyfriend, and it rocked her so much that she can't concentrate on her gig?
Why are you looking at me to answer that question?
I'm asking you. I mean, you're a female.
I'm happy to answer.
Have you ever been in a situation with your man where something happened so dramatically that it kind of ruined a day where you couldn't perform or do your job?
Oh, you're serious?
No, I am serious. Yeah, because I've had days with my wife that have ruined my day, and
but you still came in and did your job.
Yeah. I'm just asking: is it the same way? I mean, people are different. Women and men are different. They have different sensibilities.
Not when you have a job.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm just asking the question. So no, the answer is no?
I'm sitting here.
Yeah, okay.
What the F, man?
I think maybe you missed my point there.
I don't think I did at all, ladies. Did I miss his point? Please text us and let us know, 77031.
Do you think, let me ask you this then. I don't want to get too off because Ross is giving me the one. Do you think that males and females handle situations personally different though, right? Like your interaction or your reaction to a relationship issue is going to be different for males and females.
No, but I will go out on a limb and say I'm not too sure that our most elite male athletes are getting out there and competing while knowing that they're the only victim out of 150 after being sexually abused for years. See, we're discounting that.
I haven't mentioned
Michael
it.
Jordan didn't have to worry about being diddled by the team doctor and then going out there and expected to bring home gold for the country.
But, and my thing with
that
Deborah,
is a very important aspect that we are underplaying.
100%. But again, I would say she performed in 2016 with that still hovering, right? She still did it then. My thing is, why now?
Because we don't know what's changed between then.
You're right. Let's go to 4 here. Let's see, Andrew. How you doing, Andrew? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing well, thanks.
So what do you think?
So I did a long career of coaching gymnastics, about 25 years, focusing mainly on female gymnastics. And there's a level of dynamic activity, especially as a former gymnast, to say, hey, at a certain point, it's just not safe to put your ass over your head, and maybe you should sit back and take a break. And then additionally, just from listening earlier, I heard a couple terms that concern me, things like man up. There's a separation between male and female athletes, and perhaps those football players in the past who manned up and got concussions and then, died because of it. Maybe they shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So I'll listen to you all off the air. I just want to put my input in there.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that very much.
Especially as a coach.
That's what the show's all about. 407-916-1041. Let's go up top here. Antoine, how you doing, Antoine? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing good. How you doing? I love the show.
Thank you, bro.
I just think I'm not to discount what she got going on. It's just these days, people they never learn to lose. Because everything you do, people get participation trophies. I don't think they have enough losing. So, and when they lose, it becomes something difficult to deal with. I mean, I could be wrong, but
Antoine,
that's what I see.
Antoine, can I tell you something, buddy? I could not agree with you more. Matter of fact, I kind of made that statement a little bit earlier. She's never really dealt with the adversity of losing. She's been a dominant athlete her entire life. Whoa. She had a really bad day on Monday, right? She had a bad day on Monday, and then all of a sudden she can't play. So that was the first thing that kind of hit me too, buddy, is she just doesn't know how to lose. And you are right 1,000%, Antoine, and I appreciate your call, buddy. You have to learn how to deal with that. There is a certain thing, like when you bomb, Ross.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you walk off that stage, you don't go, well, I bombed, that's done. I'll move on to something else. Maybe woodworking will be fun. You learn from that. But you don't let it kind of drive you away, but you also know it's inevitable. You can destroy one night and then eat S the next.
I think one of the best things that personally has happened to me was going to an audition and getting a no, and instead of going, you're wrong, my first reaction was, yeah, they're on to something. That was not good.
That's the first thing I would do is ask, what did I do wrong? Give me some information so I can be better. That's what I would do immediately.
Maybe Simone Biles did that.
Maybe
After her vault, said, what did I do wrong? And said, my head is not in this. It's not safe to continue. Yeah. If she shares that with the coach, of course they're going to say, we have to pull you from competition.
Absolutely. I want to get two more of these calls on Jack because they've been waiting. Let's do this. Meg, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, listen, y'all got it wrong, okay? I've been in the medical field for 40 years. She may be pregnant, number one.
Whoa.
Or number two, look at Bruce Jenner, okay? He went through and he did everything, and yes, a man does things and women don't do things like men, okay? So that's another thing. Okay. And third of all,
keep going.
The other day, they were on the Scandinavians or Nova, whatever, the women, for not wearing their bikini bottoms, and they got fined for wearing boxer shorts. Let me tell you something about her being raped by that doctor. It doesn't have to be 20, 40 years. It'll come back. And I bet you something hit her from her subconscious, came out. And that could be the third reason.
Well, thank you. Listen,
pregnant?
Those are three of the best we've had. I mean, Deb, obviously, in the last one there.
Jeb or Deb, just whenever you decide the role that you need me to fulfill, just let me know. Well, I'll be sitting here, though, because I can man up, Jimmy. I can man the F up.
Thanks,
so
Jeb.
You just look to your left, and I'm going to be sitting right here.
Do what Jeb says.
I'm about to throw something.
Stop. It was a mistake. It was a simple mistake.
Have we ever had a caller come in that hot before?
Oh, my, yeah.
Pregnant, or could be a dude, or
What was the third one?
I don't even want to say the third one again.
That was the only legit one.
No, the one that was her anxiety, the memory, repressed memory.
How about Larry Nassar? That was
Yo. All right. Lynn Wood, you have 30 seconds.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't know how to follow up that last
Yeah,
call.
okay, buddy. I appreciate that. We'll just let you go then. Let's go to 407-916-1041. Back in a second with trivia. Load them up.
You have a prize.
Jim?
Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO moving.com.
This is Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Insperity.
Aaron Rodgers has reported to the Packers training camp with a reworked contract. Aaron gets his wish. The NFL gets high drama. Packers keep their Super Bowl window open. They get another year to figure out what to do with Jordan Love, and Aaron gets more power and flexibility. He'll have plenty of suitors at 38 years old if he stays healthy. Aging quarterbacks can cash in this league, and Aaron owes all that to Tom Brady. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Providing scalable HR services, employee benefits, payroll, and HR technology for 30-plus years. Insperity's mission is to help businesses succeed so communities prosper. Insperity, HR that makes a difference. Visit Insperity.com.
Love the guys from Insperity. If you run a business, man, oh man, you know how tough that can be, and Insperity can certainly help you out with that. These guys know HR inside and out, and if your business is kind of taking you over, take it back over. Remote workforces, HR compliance, get that top talent. List goes on, and fortunately, these guys can help you out with that. 30-plus years of HR experience to work, offering your employees competitive benefit options the entire time, lightening your HR load. That way, your employees and your business are set up for success. And with Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Full service HR, employee benefits, HR technology. It's Insperity. That's the HR that makes a difference.
No matter the challenges, we were there with a stronger, more reliable energy grid.
When our communities struggled, we were there with flexible payment arrangements and other support.
And as the sun comes out, bringing the promise of a brighter tomorrow, we will still be here.
With energy that's reliable, affordable, and cleaner than ever, we're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you.
Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
I want to break free.
Ready to break free? Norwegian Cruise Line is back and sailing this summer. Kick back in the Caribbean or take in the stunning sights in Europe. And with our robust health and safety program, you can cruise confidently. Book today and enjoy 30% off all cruises, free open bar, free airfare, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free.
Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
For nearly 60 years, The General has been saving people money on their car insurance. With affordable rates and the ability to pick when you pay, The General understands that every dollar counts and wants to give you the flexibility you need in your busy life. For the coverage you deserve at prices you can afford, call 800-GENERAL. That's 800-GENERAL. Or go to thegeneral.com and get your quote today.
For a great low rate and nearly 60 years of quality coverage, make the right call and go with the General.
Some restrictions apply.
Every day, someone comes up to me and says, Amy, how amazing is Xfinity Internet? And I always say, guys, I could go on and on about how it gives you more than just fast speeds for all your work, school, and everything from home needs, but I have places to be. I'd also mention you can save up to $400 a year on wireless when you add Xfinity Mobile and get nationwide 5G at no extra cost. But I gotta run. I have a thing. Really, it happens all the time. Can your internet do that?
Save on your wireless bill when you get Xfinity Internet and mobile together for just $40 a month. You'll get internet for 12 months with a 1-year agreement and mobile with our 1 gig wireless data option. Visit an Xfinity store to learn how our Switch Squad makes switching fast and easy. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Ends 8/8/21. Restrictions apply. New performance starter internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Compares optimized pricing of top carriers. Xfinity Internet required.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
Miles of pristine white sand below, expansive cerulean blue skies above, and wonderment everywhere you look. This is St. Pete Clearwater in the fall. Here, the senses awaken with the first morning light. Emerald green waters gently lap the shore. A calming Gulf breeze floats through the air. It's vivid, it's vibrant, and it's the perfect getaway. Plan your fall escape to America's best beaches at visitstpeteclearwater.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
and Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is, you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell can help guide you through all aspects of divorce. Let us be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
This is about as good as it gets. Like and follow at Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio. Real Radio. Real Radio. Real Radio. Real Radio. 104.1.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Always text us, 77031. Say that a lot. You get paid for saying that. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
No, I'm Jeb.
Jeb is here.
And Jeb Dad.
Stop that.
And Jebediah.
Jack is here there.
Good evening.
And Ross has your sauce jar. Make it good.
All aboard!
Don't quit on us, buddy.
Good news. It has to be good. Underneath Master's request. Come on down. I have a beautiful pair of tickets to the greatest theme park to ever do it, baby. Universal Orlando Resort. And that is where you can feel the rush of the hunt as you race through the jungle alongside velociraptors. That was a terrible raptor impression. I agree with you guys.
It wasn't. I loved it.
It's Jurassic World Velocicoaster, and it's only happening at one place, and that is a Universal Orlando Resort.
What a great prize.
Oh, my God.
And by the way, that roller coaster is the best roller coaster I've ever been on.
Raptors have talons, I think.
Yeah.
And they're awesome.
Raptors do have talons.
Nailed it. Also in the sauce jar.
You know how we know that? From Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah. Or in a segment we have on our show here on Wednesdays, where we actually have people that come here from a place that's not even a mile from here that deals with those birds.
Oh. I was like, oh.
Wait. We're talking
Animal
about
House.
Dinosaurs still, right?
But
That's where they came
birds are the flying dinosaurs.
Also in the sauce jar is more of a heads up.
Well, someone passed the bomb.
If you win trivia, I've got fantastic news, baby girls, baby boys.
What do you got?
We're grabbing your name, we're grabbing your phone number, we're putting it on a list. And this isn't like an NSA list. This is like a small mom and pop list.
That means it could be on 2 lists. Then.
Yeah. What's going to happen is that the first day after Labor Day, we are going to select 3 random people off of said list.
What's going to happen?
And then we're going to give them 3 of the best prizes we've ever given away.
Oh, really?
Cool. Yeah, I'm talking about a 70-inch television.
Word.
That is massive. I'm talking about a PlayStation 5 bundle. What? You can finally play video games with your kids. I also have a MacBook Pro. You can live out your dream and MacBook Pro it. You can MacBook Pro it, and that is your sauce jar, which is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. They're a family-owned and local moving and storage company. They can handle your move, residential or commercial. And if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, yeah, they like us too. So they're going to give you a discount. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Jeb out. Back to you, Jim.
Thanks, Deb. Ross, who is first today, friend?
Jim. Let's welcome Jim.
Jim, how you doing?
I'm all set.
Okay, buddy. You want to play a little game with us, Jimbo?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's do it then.
Want to play a game?
All right, Jimbo, we are featuring Mr. Bradshaw today for trivia. I don't know if you know that. Today is National New Jersey Day.
Oh, forget about it.
Here are 3 fun facts about New Jersey and one lie in a red jogging suit that needs you to get into the car.
It's easy now.
Number 1, New Jersey has more diners than any other state in the country. Number 2, the world's first complete dinosaur skeleton was found and is displayed in Haddonfield, New Jersey.
No.
Number 3, New Jersey has more missing persons in the last 50 years than any other state. Over 1,176 people.
What? Where's Grandma?
And lastly, New Jersey leads the nation in the manufacture of flavors and fragrances. Which of those is a lie?
How about number 4?
Number 4, unfortunately, is true. New Jersey leads the nation in the manufacture of flavors and fragrances. Ooh. I did not know that at all.
Is it because it stinks like Jacksonville?
Easy.
There you go, Jacksonville. That was for you.
Jersey is not the place I picture Chanel number 5 coming from.
More of a Chanel number 2 kind of place.
2.5. It kind of smells like 5.
A Chanel, if you feel me.
If nothing, they do have the Nabisco factory, and that smells heavenly.
Oh, yeah, delicious,
Yeah, that
I'm
would
sure.
be good.
Ross, who's next, brother?
Let's welcome Anthony.
Anthony, how you doing?
Anthony.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
I'm doing wonderfully. Are you?
I'm doing great. Jack, you know me. I'm Anthony from New Jersey, so I'm going to fail miserably here.
Okay, well,
it would only be right.
If you do, it'll be funny.
Jersey
All right,
school system.
Here we go. In regards to New Jersey, number 1, New Jersey has more diners than any other state in America. Number 2, the world's first complete dinosaur skeleton was found and is displayed in Haddonfield, New Jersey. And lastly, New Jersey has more missing persons in the last 50 years than any other state, over 1,176 people.
The diners has to be true, or else I'm way off. But I'll go with number 3, the missing person.
Yeah, you got it there, Killer.
Yay! Jersey, you won, Jersey.
Good job there, Anthony. I'm going to put you on
Anthony.
hold.
All right.
You are a winner.
Yeah.
Right time, right knowledge for sure. You win, Anthony. Enjoy Universal Studios. And, of course, we wish you the best of luck in the Summer of Stuff, which we'll do a little bit later this summer.
It's Anthony's from Jersey.
Jack, did you know the answer, buddy?
I was suspecting that one, or it could have been the dinosaur one. I knew the thing. I knew the thing about the diners, and
man, I was so hoping it was going to be the missing persons.
That was like the number one thing, by the way. The diners, when you go to learn more about Jersey, that's like one of the big things in Jersey. It has more diners, and there's a reason why. What do you think that is?
The Turnpike, because it's like the state in between D.C. and New York.
Yep. It's the hub of so many different things and areas where you can come into the country. You know, it's just, it had to have them almost.
It used to always be how a night out ended. You know,
At a diner, yeah.
You'd end up at a diner.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, as I was reading about it, they talk about that very thing. The diners, like 11:30, 12, everybody'd go to the boardwalk, hang out, party, and they wanted something to eat, and they'd wind up at a diner. A couple other things you may not know about Jersey. By the way, the dinosaur is true.
Really?
Yeah. First complete dinosaur skeleton was found, and it's displayed Haddonfield, New Jersey.
So it doesn't have a condo in Boca?
It does not have a condo in Boca.
Oh, okay.
A few other things you may not know before we get to Raw's Thoughts. New Jersey has the most shopping malls in the smallest area in the world. There's an area in Jersey where they have 7 full-size shopping malls within a 25-mile radius.
Oh, Jersey Shore.
It's like they heard about their stereotype and went, lean into it.
Exactly.
The first professional baseball game was played in
New Jersey.
Hackensack.
Hoboken.
Close.
What year?
My dumbass said New Jersey.
That's why I just went right back to Jack.
I'm going to go 1870.
Not bad.
1865.
1871.
1846.
Points.
1846.
Jab.
Thank you. Remember my name,
Now,
damn
that's
it.
amazing. They were playing baseball professionally before the Civil War.
Yeah.
They were playing baseball professionally 60 years after we founded the country.
Isn't that crazy?
God almighty. That's crazy, right? New Jersey has a volcano. Did you guys know that? It's inactive, but it's still there.
Is it the one I made in 3rd grade?
If you ever want to have a little fun. Now, this is actually kind of a little fun thing. You're a Jersey Mike's guy, right?
I do like Jersey Mike's.
You love the Jersey Mike's guys.
Yeah, rosemary parm, baby.
So it's
mini turkey.
Here's the thing.
Number 13.
There's another menu at Jersey Mike's you guys don't know about.
What? Talk dirty to me.
There's a secret Jersey Mike's menu, and I'm going to give you a little heads up right now.
Okay.
Apparently, if you ever want to have a little fun, next time you go into a Jersey Mike's sub shop, order the Cancro Special. Cancro. I can only imagine that's Mike's last name, Jersey Mike. I don't know. The Cancro Special. It's Mike's favorite sandwich, but it doesn't appear on the menu. It's roast beef with provolone and pepperoni grilled on the grill, crispy, and then he eats it. That's his favorite sandwich. So if you ever want to try that out, go to a Jersey Mike's and say, I want the Cancro Special, and see if they'll make it for you. What's coming up for thoughts, buddy?
Guys, I have fantastic news. I got delivered good freaking news, and I'm going to share it after the break.
We'll do that next.
Yay!
Your chance to win $1,000 is just minutes away on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center. Car crash? Call Clausman Law.
We're still looking at stop traffic heading north on 417 between I-Drive and John Young Parkway from a crash that's taken up the center lane. Also watch for heavy traffic from an earlier wreck heading south on the Turnpike between Scrub J Lane and Mineola. Eastbound I-4 still heavy between the Turnpike and OBT, as well as westbound between Lee Road and Colonial Drive. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year. It's amazing because Discover is accepted at 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report limitations apply.
And that big old doorbell company out there really screwing it up again, man. This time they're sharing your internet with your neighbors. And check this out. Even better, no way for you to know which neighbor that is. Some internet providers can even flag your account because it could violate your internet agreement completely. Allowing strangers to connect to your internet, of course, inherently risky. Sharing your internet connection obviously could pose the risk of third parties gaining access to your data. That's all that banking, all that very sensitive information going back and forth across your Wi-Fi. That can be hacked into, but if you're a smart shopper, you can have SafeTouch security because they're not hackable. They've never been hacked. That SafeTouch system assures you complete peace of mind. You have the best security available even when your cameras are protected by SafeTouch system. Matter of fact, when you have SafeTouch system, not only can you get the fastest possible emergency response, you have complete control over your system, your camera, and your internet. And the system starts as low as $29.95 a month. It's the best money I spend all month long. I've had these guys for 10 years, and I wouldn't change for anything. They're absolutely awesome and extremely thorough as well. Plus, the system is incredibly easy to use. For that free demo and consultation, you just simply got to hop online and make an appointment. It's safetouch.com. State license ZF233.
It's hot. It's humid. You wanted a relaxed pool party / barbecue. You got the human tsunami instead.
Cannonball!
Today, he's going for a world record splash that'll send inflatable swans into orbit. Dripping wet, you grab an ice-cold can of Heineken. When another man-child-made wave embraces you.
Incoming!
It's okay, though. He's not splashing you. He's adding more refreshment to your refreshment. Heineken. Where others see annoying splashers, we see immediate refreshment. Must be 21 plus to purchase. Enjoy responsibly.
O'Reilly!
This is Claudia's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
I had just moved to a new city and barely even knew where the grocery store was yet. When my car wouldn't start one morning, I didn't know who to ask about local shops. But I remembered a name from back home, O'Reilly Auto Parts. I called and they pointed me to a great mechanic just down the street. Now, I feel a little more at home.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Fence Outlet's Fence in a Box saves money on a quality stockade wood fence that will make your backyard beautiful. It's so easy and everything is included for as low as $1,049 for an average backyard of 120 feet. No guesswork, and we deliver to your door. Go to fenceoutlet.com. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Hey, Central Florida, it's time to up your standard of driving. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. Are you sick of driving a car you hate? Raise the bar in a nice new car and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just just $69 per month. New cars from just $129 per month. Raise the bar and I'll get more for your old car. We'll pay up to $5,000 over appraised value for your clunker. Is your credit score lower than you like? We will help you get approved. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. I'm raising the bar and making my best offer ever. Like brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new 2022 Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. Plus check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $69 per month. Trade-ins will pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Mirage 9900 72 months. 2.9 APR. $9 down. $249 payment plus tax tag fees. Max trade incentive based on purchase.
We call him Willy Wonka. He's a chocolate lab. His belly itched and he would actually lay in the grass and scoot across it to scratch. And Sheba, his sister, she scratched at her ears real bad and she shook her head so much she wound up with cauliflower ears.
DINOVITE.com. Dinovite is nutrition.
When we first got the Dinovite, they cleaned the bowls up real good. Her ears, they're a whole lot better. Wonka, his belly, it's all really cleaned up. He flops over and lays on his back and just kicks his legs, and I call it his happy dance. They look good and even smell good in between baths. You should give your dogs Dinovite before something happens. And that's kind of like preventative maintenance.
Dinovite for life.
It makes them healthier and happier.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
And your dogs will love it just like mine do.
DINOVITE.com.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today.
800-513-1652. That's 800-513-1652. Paid for by U.S. Med.
Since 1992, Mills Air has kept Orlando cool. Visit millsair.com to schedule your service today.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lynch Studio. Car accidents, other injuries, call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio 104.1 has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword BILLS, BILLS, BILLS to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and information. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BILLS to 200-200. And may your efforts bear fruit.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Your 6 o'clock keyword is?
Bills.
Bills, B-I-L-L-S. Text that to the number 200-200 for your shot to win. Again, your 6 o'clock keyword is bills. Good luck, man. We want you to win that money for sure. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here along with Jack. Let's get some Ross thoughts.
It's weird. It's funny. Sometimes.
More honest right there.
It's Ross.
I'm excited about your news, brother.
Sauce.
Me too.
It's Ross Thoughts.
It's been a long time since we've gotten good news out of Padgett.
Well, I mean,
you had a sellout show this weekend in Ocala.
I know.
And that was phenomenal
But
news.
we're used to that.
This was, I've had such a good weekend. And speaking of sold out shows, guys, you need to get your tickets. I'm talking to you, Leesburg, Florida.
Oh, boy's coming right at you, getting in your face, Leesburg.
Yeah, what's up, Leesburg? I want to entertain you and make you laugh. Don't let my tone of voice misdirect you. I care about you and how you feel about me. And I would like to meet you personally this Saturday. That's right. I'm going out to do live comedy with Sabrina Ambra at the Melon Patch Theater. It's this really cute community theater. And we were like, I want to say inappropriate things on your stage. And they're like, oh, well, who are you? I was like, give that mic to me. That's happening this Saturday at the Melon Patch Theater. You can get your tickets still. There's not that much left.
No.
So it's going to sell out. Get your tickets at orlandocomedy.com. Guys.
What's that?
I got good news. Not going to do that the entire segment. That would be super annoying.
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 Thank you. You had to finish it, Deb.
I was playing off your first one. I added 2 more.
Okay.
Now we had 4.
Well, comedy rule of 4. Let's move on. So check this out. I had some bad news actually happen first because I was looking at my my fiance. Jack, you were here for this little whoops. Shouldn't have done that. Whoops. I don't know why I became like a old gold prospector.
Okay.
Whoa. At this show at the Improv, which was also like 5 people away from selling out, I was just riffing. I was cutting a comedic rug, Jim. And I looked out at this audience and I said, I'm going to be a dad. And everyone believed me.
Ooh.
And everyone looked at my fiance, which I believe is French for best friend.
Nice try.
And then
congratulated her.
I won't do the rest of the bit because there is a joke behind it.
It was funny.
But it was funny. So in my defense, it was worth it. But she then got completely bombarded by people going, "Oh my God, this is such big
When are you
news."
due? This is so wonderful.
The next day, my wife said, so I didn't know Olivia was pregnant. I'm like, she's not.
Yeah, she's super not.
It's part of the joke.
No, the joke is the part where she's super not.
Right.
Or going to be in the near future.
Oh, man. So many times. And I believe someone walked up to her afterwards and was like, so you're going to have kids? And she was like, no. And and then the person goes, so have you been trying?
No.
And then she goes, not really. This random audience member goes, we've been trying for years.
Oh, man.
So I put...
This gets worse and worse.
Right? Yes. This is your good news?
People eyeballing her as she's drinking her cocktail.
Yeah! Oh, it's so bad.
I'm going to keep that going. I'm going to keep that going every time I see her now. I'm like, are you drinking?
Yeah. She was taking shots. She was drunk by the end. Not drunk, but she was mad. Being pregnant, boy, sucks. It was not the case. So... I feel, though, that was the bad news, but the good news is that last night, I go ahead, I get a phone call, and now some context, my girl wants to be a real estate agent and has been wanting to be a real estate agent for quite some time.
She took the test a couple months back, right?
Well, she took, like, the first part of the test.
Right, yeah.
I don't know anything about houses, man.
Is this a joke, too?
This is not a joke.
Okay.
So she goes ahead, she passed, like, the first part of the test, but the big test, I think the state exam... or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm invested, but
you
I'm also...
can't be forced to listen to all the words she says to you.
Thank you, Jack.
So many things to do.
Someone gets it. What happens is...
Someone's not going to get it.
Someone's not getting anything tonight.
Do este nada.
So I don't speak German. So I go ahead, get the phone call on the way home, and she calls me up and goes, hey, babe.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, oh, God.
Change the locks.
Not good. Not good. She hit me with the
the downtrodden. Hey, babe.
Are you getting food? And I was like, yeah, I can pick up food. She goes, can you pick up like a bottle of wine? And I was like, oh God, she hasn't drank in a while.
Oh man,
where she's about to red out, about to black out with red wine.
She likes that Pinot Noir.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get like a nice bottle of wine because I passed that son of a bitch.
Oh, man.
Hey! My girl.
All right, man.
Is a real estate agent.
That's nice.
And I am pumped. I got a sugar mama. Real estate agent is a genre of porn.
Realtor.
She's
a realtor. Yeah.
She's a realtor.
Absolutely.
Wait.
Who's she?
Is she genre of porn?
Yeah, I'm a fan of it.
Is she working somewhere yet?
Well, that's another thing too.
She has to get her license, and then she hangs her license somewhere.
Yeah, apparently when you pass these damn tests, it becomes public knowledge, and
just go on Pornhub, Jack.
And everyone just started bombarding her with interviews and like, hey, we want you to join our squad.
Are you kidding me? Man, to find an employee right now, and she can do anything she wanted.
And tell me she doesn't look like a real estate agent.
Oh yeah, she's gonna destroy it.
I think she's gonna do great. Now
you have to be very descriptive, and you have to when you walk in the house, I mean, look at these high ceilings and crown molding, and I mean, you really have to point out all the really nice stuff. She's going to do wonderfully.
I think she's going to absolutely excel at this because the number one reason why is because she's unbelievably passionate about houses. When she bought this house, the one that she's half fiance, half landlord for me. Right?
Did you pay? Oh, rent is due in a few days.
Rent is due.
She's half fiance for sure. Full landlord.
Yeah, full landlord. 150% of a woman.
Yeah. Good news for you as far as that goes.
So this is okay. I like that.
Pay her other ways.
So this is what cracks me up, though. I go ahead. I come home. I get her some food. We start drinking. We're celebrating, and I'm like unbelievably, genuinely proud.
Yeah, sure.
Like I love those moments in a relationship. That's like the bread and butter.
I've used glowing.
I literally fist pumped the same way when I first got paid for doing stand-up comedy. And to have someone have that amount of impact, I guess control over the possibility of your emotions, I was just ecstatic. I felt like I was pregnant. I was glowing last night. But then something happened. That's the good news.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
There is some weird news.
That's the Ross part.
She goes ahead and texts me this morning, and she goes, I need to tell you something.
Oh, boy. You got to
Right?
move out.
Or she goes, I need to tell you something. I have got to tell you, her sliding into the sugar mama role has definitely popped into my head. Like she starts crushing it at real estate, which I do think is a strong possibility.
Then you need to learn to breathe. No.
Yeah, right? And then I'm over here telling fart jokes at these bars in front of 6 people on Tuesday nights.
Okay.
I almost feel bad for her all of a sudden, I don't know if I should feel that way, but it makes me want to step up even more.
Good. That's what it should do. Don't say anything. Just step up.
It propels me. But when I see this text this morning, she goes, I need to tell you something. I was like, oh God. She's going to tell me like, hey, you need to tell better jokes. You need to be better. I sent her a question mark. She said, and I quote, literally the first words out of your mouth this morning were, I love you and I'm so proud of you. That's what I told her this morning. Here comes the plot twist. I don't remember that. I think I was still sleeping.
Right.
So now I feel weird.
Okay.
By telling her that, like, hey, you remember that special moment that, and I quote, makes me feel so loved that I teared up.
Oh God.
But I don't really remember saying.
Okay, I got advice for you.
All right.
Never admit that to anybody.
And here's the advice I would give you before even what Jack says. Shut your effing mouth.
All right. But what would happen if we just keep whispering?
I don't know why this has happened to the show right now, but it sounds like we're trying to make sure that somebody doesn't miss their putt.
I just feel like I need to remind the three of you, don't look up in the rain.
Okay.
And keep your mouth open. You're going to want to close your mouth when you look up into the rain.
Deb.
She's saying that we're animals.
Deb, you have to whisper.
You're losing credit.
I don't want her to think that I didn't say that.
She just called you a caveman.
You said it. So what if you went back to sleep and forgot that you said it? You said it. She remembers you saying it.
Here's the counter. Here's the counter. It's so ingrained in my subconscious, I don't remember, but it's so ingrained that that's my true inner core feeling.
Oh my
for
God.
you.
Wait, do you smell that?
Or
yeah, that stinks.
Here's the other thing you can say.
All right, feed me,
Stinks,
baby boy.
Bradshaw. That's dang.
This is the greatest.
Mama bird me. Mama bird me.
Yeah, I'm sure this worked. Go ahead, Colbert. Hit him with it.
It took me all night to write that. That's what I would say. I thought about writing that all night. I wanted it to be perfect. I would never in a billion, trillion, quadrillion years look at her and go, hey, guess what? I don't even remember saying that, durr.
I would, but you know what? That doesn't matter. Just say, but I am. But at the same time, I knew you were going to crush that test. I'm super proud of you because I knew you were nervous about it, but I had no doubt in my mind that you were going to go in there and own it.
I was talking to him yesterday. He had plenty of doubt.
That's okay. He can do that. That's the part you don't bring up.
Oh. See? Jack didn't have to say that.
That's P.A. McGee.
It would have been better had Jack just kept his damn mouth shut.
Yeah,
but look what happened. It made the situation worse.
You look at me.
All right. Okay.
You just tell her, babe, I am just so proud of you. Just keep reiterating I'm so proud of you. I knew you were going to crush it, but
And I'm also terrified of what I'm going to say tomorrow morning. Apparently, I've been talking every morning to her.
Just really, if you want to turn her on, just ask her when she gets paid first.
Yeah.
When's your first check?
Yeah. What happens if tomorrow morning?
Oh wait, it talked. What?
if tomorrow morning I wake up and I'm in this half sleep state mode again, and I'm like, yeah, when are you gonna sell your first house?
Oh god.
Like that's what might happen. I can't control.
Better than you asking her when she's going to start doing realtor porn.
Okay, those are your Ross thoughts. That's just for me, Jack. How do you even know about real estate porn?
Because Jack's into pantsuits.
Did I tell you about real estate porn? Did I bring up real estate porn?
You did bring it up.
You don't remember that?
July 31st, which is this Saturday, I'm going to be in Leesburg at the Melon Patch Theater. Go get your tickets now at OrlandoComedy.com.
I mean, we heard Bo Burnham talk about reading Pornhub's terms of service.
Go to the Leesburg show. Then on Monday, let us know how it is, because apparently Ross might not remember it.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, really.
Those are your Ross thoughts. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, buddy. 407-916-1041. Breaking news. If you're a big metal fan or hard rock fan, former Slipknot drummer Joey Jordison dead at 46 years old.
What?
Yeah, that just hit the wire
Did
a couple seconds ago.
Give a cause of death at 46?
No, didn't
he
say
wears a
anything.
mask.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mikey, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, shop the rest, buy from the best, goldsmithjewelry.com.
Well, traffic's still pretty much at a standstill from this crash north on 417 between I Drive and John Young Parkway. The center lane remains blocked here. We're stop and go south on the Turnpike, too, from an earlier wreck between Scrub J Lane and Mineola. Eastbound travel on I-4 heavy between the Turnpike and OBT, as well as westbound between World Drive and 429. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses.
Don't overpay for glasses. Get 2 pairs and a free exam for just $69.95. The exam alone is worth $50. That's not just a better deal. It's America's Best. Book your exam online today.
In certain states, eye exams provided by independent optometrists or ophthalmologists. See store for details.
Guys, it's time to slide over to the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, learn more about the future of the Artemis program. Very cool program, the next human space program from NASA. The goal, landing the first female and the first person of color astronauts on the moon's south pole by 2024. It is the U.S. Space Agency's first crewed moon mission since Apollo 17 way back in 1972. And once they're there, studying the surface of the moon, establishing sustainable exploration, and of course, heading off to Mars. And you can learn everything about this program. This is an absolutely wonderful place. Top 10 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice Award, and just simply one of the most amazing spots. You get to see some of the biggest achievements of man. It's right there in front of you, and it's interactive. Get your tickets now and explore more at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
When it comes to power, trust the source. SolarSource.com.
Financial strength means having the choices to do what's best for you. An Amscot Cash Advance could put up to $500 in your hand on the spot with no credit check when you really need it and for less than you might think. Amscot. Some restrictions apply.
What is a COVID-19 clinical trial?
They are for people who have recently tested positive for COVID and can potentially produce treatments to benefit millions.
How can you find out more?
CombatCovid.hhs.gov has information on clinical trials.
Murder in Illinois is the new true crime podcast that attempts to answer the question, who really killed the Vaughn family? In 2007, Chris Vaughn's wife and 3 children were found murdered in their SUV. Chris was arrested and convicted, though he claims to have no memory of the events.
Both the prosecution's theory and the defense's theory are incorrect. That's not how it happened.
So how did it happen, Ryan?
Listen to Murder in Illinois on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
With RP Funding's digital mortgage, you can refinance your home loan to today's low rates from the comfort of your own home. Get started today and let me pay your closing costs. Lock in your low rate before it's too late. Visit rpfunding.com. NMLS 70168, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello,
Hello, Florida. Switching to Geico is a good idea, especially when you consider everything.
First off, Geico makes it easy to switch, and you can contact your local agent for personalized assistance.
But having a trusted insurer could make you question some not-so-trustworthy people, like the friend who says he doesn't want pizza, but when it comes, sure, he'll have a slice.
Well, if you switch to Geico, you could save hundreds on car insurance, and you could keep saving by bundling your motorcycle, boat, and RV, plus your renter's insurance.
But saving money might make you so happy you start to skip everywhere, which could get you nicknamed the Skipper. And do you want that as a nickname? Think on it.
Well, they do have an industry-leading mobile app you can use to pay your bill, file and manage a claim, or add a new driver. And they offer discounts to military and federal employees.
But when your life gets a little easier, it makes you too carefree and you end up going barefoot everywhere, which is all fun and games until you step on a bee.
Well, Geico is the largest car insurer in the state and has been saving people money for 85 years. It's hard to beat that.
But you're right.
Switch to Geico. It's obviously a good idea.
Wawa and Chips Ahoy are teaming up to bring you handcrafted beverages that'll make your summer adventures epic. Like
going to the beach.
Going to the beach with a delicious and creamy Chips Ahoy milkshake. And
binging season 3 of that show.
Binging season 3 of that show with a tasty Chips Ahoy smoothie. Whatever you're doing this summer, make it epic. Chips Ahoy milkshakes, smoothies, and sundaes are here. Crafted to crave at Wawa. Wawa has the drinks you need to stay quenched, refreshed, and happy. Cool off with iced teas, lemonades, energy drinks, and more. Wawa has the refreshments you need this summer and the snacks to go with them. Stop in today for our $3 summer deal and get any 20-ounce Pepsi or Mountain Dew with any Lay's, Ruffles, or Doritos. Make Wawa your destination for the drinks and snacks you love. Gotta have a Wawa. Limited time offer. See store for details.
In the time before AT&T fiber internet.
Me video call is all stuttery. Does me face look okay on your end?
A monster! Bring a monster!
In the time after AT&T fiber internet.
I love having 25 times faster upload speeds than cable.
Yeah.
The dawn of a better internet era with AT&T fiber.
Limited availability in select areas. Check eligibility at att.com/getfiber based on Internet 1000 wired upload connection speed versus major cable providers 1 gig service with uploads of 35 megabits per second. Speeds vary, not guaranteed. Restrictions apply.
Find the employees you need to get your business moving. Sign up with iHeartAdBuilder.com and create a custom radio ad to reach job seekers listening to stations just like this one. Get started today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
It gets hot in the summertime, and last year, I'm so glad I found Mills Air because they were able to switch out my old system for a Carrier system, and I saved so much money when it comes to my power bill. It is MillsAir.com. That's MillsAir.com. Have them check out your system, MillsAir.com.
Now everyone can create free playlists on the free iHeart app. And we've made it super easy. When your favorite station plays a song you love, tap the plus symbol, and just like that, you started a playlist. Create playlists for any mood or occasion, from chilling out to working out. And everything in between. And it's totally free. New and exclusively on the free iHeart app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio.
Welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1. Let's see, get your tickets to Ross's show coming up in Leesburg this weekend. OrlandoComedy.com. What are they, 15-door, 20-door? What do you do numbers-wise?
I believe that they are 18.
18 in pre, and then
I think 15 in advance.
Because of the venue capacity, the prices were different for Ocala and then Leesburg.
So 15 door, possibly, or 15 pre, 18 door.
I think
like
it's
that?
18 pre, 20 door.
Got it. There you go.
Or it might be 25 at the door.
But
it should be.
Yeah, it should be.
I'm on one, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm really.
This whole team you're traveling with is funny, man.
I have fallen definitely back in love with comedy.
That's good, man.
I'm having too much fun.
All right, 407-916-1041. Your 6 o'clock keyword is Bills, BILLS. Text that to 200-200 for your shot to win that money. We still are, it's still valid. It will be until 7 o'clock. We'll give you another one then. Again, 6 o'clock keyword Bills. Good luck. You guys, You don't do the TikTok, do you? You have TikTok?
I scroll it, yeah.
You do? Jack, are you a TikTok person?
I have started, I post videos now.
In
Yankee
fact, speaking of that, you saw a little, I finally understood one of Jack's TikTok videos after watching Ross's What'd You Do That's New, Inside with Bo Burnham. I was like, oh, that's why Jack sang Jeffrey Bezos in that TikTok video.
Wearing a ghillie suit.
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Ross, I know you've become a TikTok superstar.
I hate that. You say that because you know it's salt in a wound.
Yeah, but the thing is, not only, so he does
Quite
it
an
begrudgingly.
influence.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, I've got millions and millions of views, but I don't want it. I don't need it.
It's so Bo Burnham of him.
Bo
I
Burnham
laugh
of you.
at it.
I hate the success. Give me more.
Listen, I can be bitter and jaded about the game, but that doesn't mean I won't play.
Okay. Well, TikTok star Ross, jeez Louise, I almost said Ross. TikTok star Ross Padgett.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, I'm just kind of picking on you there. There's an interesting trend. Of course, TikTok, social media, those things built for trends. But it's the kind of video that's trending right now on TikTok, which is amazing because really anything can. It doesn't really matter. I mean, if one video does well, every other influencer out there immediately tries to make a copy of it so they can glom onto that trend until that ends, and then they just follow that pattern.
Which is what makes me feel comfortable when I say art is dead or it's on its last leg because you are losing individuality. You are losing creativity. Think of your own thing.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why it is salt in a wound for me to be called a TikTok star. I'm a comedian. I'm way better at stand-up comedy than I am.
Are you 1.1 million views better on stage than you are on TikTok?
Ah, man, it's 1.3. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It's not that you're watching.
I think it's more like a TikTok superstar.
Yeah, superstar. What does make you? I mean, how many views makes you a TikTok superstar? If
It's
even
not
just
views.
one video.
It's not views, and this is
Followers?
It's followers.
Okay.
I would say we have an Orlando, Central Florida comedian with the name of Ben Brainerd. And he has, I believe, just underneath 2 or around 2.3, something like
million.
that. And at that point, I literally got a phone call from a booker just 2 days ago saying, hey, and every time he calls me, I'm like, all right, about to get paid, about to do some shows. Where are we going? He called me up so I could contact another TikTok star for a show that I've been asking for over a year. And I made the phone call, and they never called me back.
Yeah, I would never make that phone call. You get them on your own, buddy.
But it was so, and then he even told me, it was like, and hey, if you ever run into 2 million followers on TikTok, give me a call. So live performance is, we got a text earlier saying, oh, the content pressure, why don't you hit the road like you used to do back in the day? Here's the problem. It's both.
Yeah.
It's no longer word of mouth and other comedians vouching for you. If I have a big enough platform and enough followers, bookers and comedy clubs go, he can put butts in seats, give him a gig.
Yeah, but I mean, Brainerd's a funny guy, but he's not you. I mean, I don't think. I mean, he did stand-up comedy. I've seen him do stand-up comedy a number of times. I think he's a relatively funny guy, but to me, he's not your kind of funny, but it's two different machines altogether. But here's what I want to talk about. You guys just sit there silent while I do that.
I'm so sorry. I just thought, I was like, oh man, this
I
might
was
be
waiting
it.
to see if I had to stomp on your chest.
I was about to give you mouth to mouth.
Okay.
Go get him, Jeb.
With that said, what is the latest trend in TikTok videos? It's an activity you're doing. Everybody does this activity, but for some reason now, doing this activity is trending big time on TikTok.
Showering.
No, but I have to tell you, it happens inside your house. It's an activity that happens inside your house that almost everybody does, probably at least maybe once or twice a week, and people are making videos of it.
Cleaning.
It is cleaning.
Yeah, I saw that recently.
Yeah, dude, it's cleaning. People are making videos of cleaning their houses. They're putting them on TikTok, and they're getting thousands and millions of views.
Thank you for that content idea.
I mean, but your house
I'll make a video of making my bed. No, you're right, Ross. That is the problem, and we have to get to that point of having an oversatiated audience who goes, "This is saccharine. This is crap." Let's go back to the days of not caring how someone made their bed.
Let's back up a little here. I think we're moving a little too fast. Let's get in the middle lane. I understand the Tide Pod challenge. Yes, it's ridiculous. It's dangerous. Roll it back. This is stupid. You're telling me I could get my house clean from this stupid shower. Let's just.
I was wondering where he was going with this.
Let's just rethink.
I was like, where are we going with
let's
this?
Let's just rethink.
That's the voice of a desperate man.
Jack and I think a little too much alike occasionally because the first thing I said was, well, I mean, I can provide you all the content you need. Matter of fact, I tell you what, I'm going to give you all the content you need 3 times a week.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come to my house and content your ass off. Cleaning. I've got all kinds of sweeping and mopping, all kinds of stuff you can do.
It's about you doing it and then posting the video to TikTok.
I disagree.
My wife is a bigger TikTok star. I got like 3 videos up. One basically is showing people how to put Deb's inside out garbage can liner in.
Right, I saw that.
But seriously, it works, right?
Oh, yeah.
It did work.
And where did you find that idea, Deb?
TikTok.
Oh, wow. Look at you, Jack, being really original.
Yeah.
Full circle.
No, I didn't know, because if I didn't get it from TikTok, I got it from Deb proposing that was an idea.
So this girl named Chantel Mila is a mother of 2 from Melbourne, Australia. She started her Mama Amelia TikTok account in April of 2020 and has watched her audience grow to more than this many people thanks to her just cleaning and styling your home. DIY videos on cleaning your house. How many people do you think she has following her?
2.5 million.
No, it's not quite that. 325,000. But here's the thing. She's earned over 5.5 million views of just her cleaning her house. 3 easy ways to clean your stove. An easy way to make your floor shine. Get your carpets brighter than ever. Stupid stuff like that with videos that are 20, 30 seconds are destroying TikTok. Incredible, man.
It's it's weird.
Yeah.
And it makes I'm always perpetually thinking of like, what is going to happen in 10 years?
Oh, TikTok might not even be around.
And that's the thing.
I mean,
it's
who
like,
knows? The shelf life of those things is ridiculous.
You put all these eggs in a basket, and then all of a sudden it gets wiped. Heather Shaw, who is an Orlando comedian who just moved out to Texas, but she blew up on TikTok because she definitely is funny, but also looks like Jim Carrey.
Yeah, she found the niche there. She was Jim Carrey's daughter or something and did a bunch of videos, and they got to thousands, to millions of views.
And leaned into it, and now she is doing great for herself.
Yeah,
She's also a good friend of mine. But with that said, she goes ahead, and this just happened. Her Instagram got taken down for a joke. And now all of a sudden, you just lost. It's the new gatekeeper.
Yeah.
You have these social media platforms are they...
Yeah.
They got some power.
Yeah, 407-916-1041. Now, Jack, I know that we haven't talked about this, but it's a big thing in the news right now. You know, school's going to be starting in like 3 weeks. And, of course, now with COVID exploding, we hear hospitals filling back up. It's almost like we're right back in the position we were in months ago.
In January.
You know, kids looking to go back to school. Nobody knows what they're doing. Parents really not sure. The governor is saying he doesn't want kids in school wearing masks. Of course, now we're probably going to have another standoff between the teachers union and the governor of the state.
Governor said he's going to take on the federal government. He will go as far as the Supreme Court to make sure that masks are not mandated for kids.
So that's how we should spend our taxpayer money.
So with that said, I mean, you have a kid going back into school. You're the only one. I don't have any kids going to school. I mean, where are you right now? Because I have a story right here in the AP that says homeschooling is exploding right now because of things like this. Parents simply don't want to get their kids back in school, and they're learning. They're turning to homeschool.
Homeschool? Well, to quote Ross from one of his TikTok videos, "Nah, dog."
I said "nah, dog."
Yeah, in the Val video.
So, I mean, obviously, you can't do it well, or you're not going to do the homeschooling thing. Where do you stand there? I mean, are your daughters fully
she's
vaccinated?
going. Yeah, she's vaccinated.
Yeah.
She's young. She'll recover.
But Jimmy, you're not kidding. Those homeschooling numbers are
bananas.
I mean, like what, quadruple, quintuple what they were in 2019 to where they are?
And what audience do you think is homeschooling more? What demo?
Parents wise?
Yeah, no. Yeah, well,
age group of kids?
No, just ethnicity.
I have no idea. White?
Blacks. More African Americans are choosing to homeschool their kids than any others. Matter of fact, that audience has grown ridiculously by 11%. That's what the total, more than doubling from just months earlier. So it went from 5.4 to 11% people making the decision to homeschool in about a 5-month period.
And real fast, because I remember me and Olivia have talked about this of like if we have a kid, and she floated out the idea of like I would be open to homeschooling, and I know that public school, as much as it's just so standardized, test driven of like you just have to pass this test and then everything's going to be fine, and it can be weird, but I know that public school has helped me out tremendously when it comes to being sociable, to getting along with people, that interaction. But that's the stereotype that has been shattered for me recently, is that if you homeschool your kids, there are programs that you then take your kids to, and they have that interaction with children.
It's socialization.
Yeah, the weird thing for homeschooling for me is that, by the way, let me run this number here. Black households saw the largest jump. Their homeschooling rate rose from 3.3% in the spring of 2020 to 16.1% in the fall. That is six times as many made that choice. And, I agree with you. I would have not homeschooled my kids. It's the same reason I pulled them out of a private school we had them in years and years ago, because I walked into the school, I was like, I don't want my kids to believe that everybody they know is rich and white. And we really weren't doing all that well then. We just wanted the best possible education, which we wound up bailing on. One thing, it was so expensive. And then secondly, we just didn't think the reality was there. We just didn't think it was a fair representation of what they were going to be dealing with when they got into the world. So we pulled them, and it was the best thing we ever did for them. And I will tell you, I understand the idea of homeschooling, but I do think that social interaction with other kids, other religions, other ethnicities, other viabilities is so unbelievably vital to be able to maneuver in the world now and not just deal with, hey, white guy 1, white girl 2, white guy 1, white girl 2, occasional Spanish, occasional black guy or black girl. Man, that is not reality.
It's not.
That is not. And you've got to learn how to deal with that adversity, with those different looks at life. And when you're homeschooling, it's just your mom and dad looking at you all day, and maybe an occasional visit to an area where other homeschooled kids come through. I just don't think it gives you the tools for life, man.
And I think someone along the line was aware of that stereotype. And there are so many programs. I've talked to some kids who are being homeschooled. I've talked to parents who homeschool their kids. And I don't know how much that's the case anymore with these programs that are either every other day, daily, and they're very fun programs.
Yeah, but I don't know about now, because Ross, you could be right. I haven't been in the game where I've even talked to, but Jack and Deb, I don't know how you guys were, but when you heard somebody was homeschooled back in the day, didn't you immediately look at them a little different? Weren't they? They were a little odd to me.
I don't ever remember ever hearing that someone was homeschooled.
God, we had a couple. We had a couple kids in my hometown that were homeschooled, and they were just different. It was just different. They didn't have that same. Yeah, can I tell you what it was? The world seemed a little harsh for them. That's what it was like. The world, because when you're just with mom and dad are conservative Christians, and they're doing the best they can. They're giving you the education. Certainly, you're getting the A's and B's and the addition and the subtraction. But when it comes to dealing with people in the real world who maybe don't use the language that you use, or maybe don't look at life the way you look at it, don't have the same religious background that you have, it can get shocking, man.
My first thought is like, oh, this kid can't fight.
Yeah. I'm going to knock this guy around.
Yeah, this isn't slaps, homie.
All right.
Yeah, we did the virtual schooling. My daughter went back to school for a little while, then had to go back to virtual. And we're done with it. I want the face-to-face experience. She may wear a mask. We're going to see how that progresses. But she's vaccinated.
How does she feel about it? Does she have a problem with wearing the mask? And does she say the other students have a big problem with it? How does that go?
Well, I think she didn't have a problem wearing it when she was there. But I think there were some, not only students, but some teachers who were kind of, not strict about it.
Do you think in school, I know we got to go here real quick, in school, is there that same thing where there's that shaming thing? Like if you wear a mask, it almost says that, hey, I'm not vaccinated, or it could say that. People go, oh, you're wearing a mask, you must not have the vaccine. Is there a thing like that in school now, or do they even care?
Well, I think it's changed since, where we are with vaccines now from where the end of school. But I think now you're seeing some people who are vaccinated wearing masks as, today's CDC recommendation, and they're talking about in hot spots like Florida, they're recommending that indoors you wear a mask. That includes school. So now you're seeing if you took the virus seriously enough where you got the vaccine, you're also taking the CDC recommendation seriously enough where you're going to wear a mask. So I don't think a mask says that you are vaccinated or unvaccinated.
Right,
now.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, I've heard that argument in offices before. If it's predominantly, let's say, predominantly a conservative office and you come in there, you're wearing a mask, there's this weird little snickering thing that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the sound they make before they die?
Yeah, that snicker.
Just checking. Is that snicker sound?
The death snicker?
The death snicker?
Yeah,
you can
rattle.
Snicker your way all the way 6 feet under, babe.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Here's the shovel.
Load them up, guys. Let's do last call and get the hell out of here on a Tuesday. We'll do that next.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for Last Call. 407-916-1041. Brought to you by Heineken.
This Real Radio 1041 weather report sponsored by Rude Air Conditioning, powered by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. We've had some rock and roll thunderstorms over the last couple of hours across much of Central Florida, but that activity ending early tonight. We'll see a low of 77 degrees. High tomorrow, 93. It's going to be a steamy start to the day and a warm finish, a 70% chance for storms, and our rain chances remaining elevated, likely through the rest of the week with a southwest flow and daily afternoon sea breeze collisions. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa and Chips Ahoy are teaming up to bring you handcrafted beverages that'll make your summer adventures epic with delicious and creamy Chips Ahoy smoothies, milkshakes, and sundaes. They're crafted to crave at Wawa.
You know that big old doorbell company out there is at it again out there. This time they're sharing your internet with your neighbors, and even better, there's no way for you to know which neighbors they're sharing it with. And some internet providers will flag your account because this could violate your internet agreement completely. I don't know. Allowing strangers to connect to your internet is inherently risky. Sharing your internet connection can pose a risk of third parties gaining access to all of your data. Banking, medical information, all that sensitive info going back and forth across your Wi-Fi could be a problem. That could get hacked. Not with SafeTouch, though. That's why smart shoppers only use SafeTouch, because SafeTouch assures you complete peace of mind that you have the best security available. Even your cameras are protected by your SafeTouch system. Matter of fact, with SafeTouch, not only do you get the fastest possible emergency response, you have complete control of your system, your cameras, and your internet. And systems start as low as $29.95 a month. You cannot beat it. The equipment's insane. It's easy to learn, and the service is the best without a question. Call now for your free demo and that consultation today. I think you'll be duly impressed. Log on and book your appointment at safetouch.com. State license ZF233.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell can help guide you through all aspects of divorce. Let us be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
And Doug.
And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Can you name the 3 habits of healthy hygiene? We shower, we brush our teeth, and we... Wait a minute. What third habit? Think about it. The pandemics reminded us that the nose is your body's filter against a constant invasion of airborne germs. Your nose traps allergens, bacteria, and viruses, but like any filter, the more it's clogged up, the less it works. Now it's easy to clean your nose with Navage. My name's Martin Hoke, and I did not invent nasal irrigation. It's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make nasal irrigation easy for everyone. Navage uses powered suction to flush out germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you very sick. People love Navage. It has 4.7 stars with over 70,000 online reviews. And over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and select Walmarts. Make cleaning your nose your third habit. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
When life-changing events happen,
It's important to have somebody there to take the burden off of your shoulders. At those moments, Kramer Law is there for you. If you were involved in a divorce or you're having a dispute with your ex, Kramer Law will be there to take care of you every step of the way. Life-changing events happen. Having a lawyer on your side is the smart move. No matter what the legal issue, we're here for you. Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Duke Energy is ready to help you through this year's hurricane season. We're investing in a stronger, more resilient grid to help reduce and even prevent outages. And when storms strike, Duke Energy will be there to get the power back on as safely and quickly as possible, while keeping you informed. It's all part of building a smarter energy future. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
There are 16 spots in the playoffs and just one track left. Well, not just any track. Daytona, a last chance to keep playoff hopes alive. It's time to bring your friends and family to watch the drama unfold up close and in person. NASCAR comes to Daytona International Speedway August 27th and 28th. Tickets start at just $49. Get yours at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Make the most of your investments. Certified Financial Group. Call pound 250 keyword certified planner.
Dangling the proverbial carrot since 1993. Whatever the hell that means. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio.
104.1.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio 104.1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. We have two lines open for last call. Actually, just one now. So hop on board for, let's get you registered for that Summer of Stuff, courtesy of Code Black IT.
Plus, we got another $1,000 keyword for you coming up at 7 o'clock. But before then, still time to enter bills, right?
Yeah, absolutely. BILLS.
Oh, we all know how to spell bills.
Text that to 200. Do you really? You got that one down, do you?
That's been the easiest keyword so far. Bills? I got that.
My favorite use of that is anything from my insurance company that says, this is not a bill.
Yeah. It's so funny. I don't really deal with the finances of the house. My wife takes care of that. So I don't even know what our bills are. I know we have the power bill and like the internet and stuff and the mortgage, but other than that, I don't know.
You sound like a housewife from the 50s.
I don't even know.
I let him take care of that.
She just does it, man. I don't know. She's very good at it. You hire your what do you do? Hire your weaknesses and exploit your strengths, right?
That's a great point. And if she's better at it, then why not let her do it? It's one of those jobs that's like it's kind of like doing laundry.
I mean, here's the thing: we spend money on stuff that we need that I would probably not, because I'm such a nit that I would not spend the money on it. She's like, "No, we need this," and we'll go ahead and get it. I mean, that's an advantage in itself.
I love that. You're a nit, except when it comes to car parts.
Well, car parts are different. I mean, that's my one thing.
I just like how, you got a little millennial in you.
I don't know if he does yet.
Yeah, because the roles have swapped a little bit in his household. She pays the bills, you cook, and I've seen her hit you.
It's no question. Look, listen, man.
She got a mean jab.
This, it's a new world out there. Again, I just like it. Look, she doesn't mind doing it. She's good at it, and I let her do it.
Yeah,
I let her do it. That's the key.
Oh no, that's what you tell yourself that allows you to do it, not make her absolutely effing crazy while you do.
I'm gonna look like the complete douchebag the minute I come home one day. None of my keys work. All my stuff is gone. I'm like, I probably should have done it myself.
You can please tell your wife what I'm about to say is that when we had dinner with Glenn Klausman, all four of us, and there was just for the most of the night, I know Tori and my fiance spoke the entire time. And as soon as we got to the car, I was like, "Did you have a fun night?" She goes, "Yeah, Tori inspires me."
Mm-hmm.
There is a level of inspiration that my fiance had from just speaking to the absolute. I mean, she is a killer.
She's a wolf.
That's the best way I can describe your wife, of going, She is like double Jim Colbert.
She's a wolf.
Yeah.
She's a wolf. She's She's a different machine.
She's a motivator. She will simply say yes. She will tell you no. But there is definitely a level of, I could say this without a doubt, that my fiance respects your wife more than she respects me.
Don't say that. That's
I didn't say just dump that. We don't. We're not live.
All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, who do we have to thank today, my dear?
We want to thank Code Black IT for supplying our summer of stuff. And as always, we also want to thank Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law for bringing us What'd You Do That's New.
Absolutely. And speaking of What'd You Do That's New, if you didn't hear the 4 o'clock segment we do every single Tuesday, JimColbertLive.com not only will have that, it'll also have the master list that you can find. Ross chose Bo Burnham's Inside, which is available on Netflix right now. I chose, so this is what we're doing next week, is Mark Maron's WTF podcast with his guest Eddie Murphy, which was when they released the new version of Coming to America?
Yeah, it was earlier this year. As a matter of fact, on the list, there's a link, and it takes you right to the iHeartRadio page where you can listen to it.
Absolutely, and it's worth it because to hear, at one point, the most famous guy on planet Earth, I mean, him and Michael Jackson would have been the two guys, talk about the fame and what kind of came with that, I think is really super interesting. There's also a few life lessons in there. If you check it out, I think you'll enjoy it for sure. Jack, let's get an update on that Twitter poll.
What I have actually is our Instagram qualifier for today for the summer of stuff, Jimmy, and it is finally a farmer guy.
Yes!
Yay!
That's the name of the tag, not like the sentence.
Oh, I thought you're going to be a name. So the guy's name is finally a farmer guy. All right, finally a farmer guy. You are now in the summer of stuff.
I'm happy that we needed that clarification. That's a good sign. That's like naming your company Guess.
All right, Ross, this weekend, Leesburg is about to have a boulder come off of a mountain and go right through the club. How do they get tickets to see that?
If you live in Leesburg, there's no reason why you shouldn't come out. And by the way, the tickets are $20 in advance, just to clarify.
Okay, there you go. It's 25 at the door, I'm sure.
I believe so.
Yep.
You can get your tickets right now, and there's only like 40 left. We talked about it today, probably close to 30 at orlandocomedy.com.
By the way, this show just absolutely tore Ocala apart. All the online was saying it was brilliant. Everybody was great. 15 minutes from Christoph, 15 minutes from Joel, 25 minutes from Sabrina. You're headlining the show with a good 45.
Oh, man.
And if the crowd gets hot, maybe a little more.
And
Who
a
knows?
special shout out to all the callers who've called me from Ocala these last 2 days since the show, to being like, thank you for coming out. That means the world. That's the whole reason why we're doing it.
And we're going to bring you to the coast next. The guys in Melbourne are absolutely dying for you already. So we'll watch out for that in the fall. 407-916-1041. You guys ready for last call?
Let's do it.
Let's do it indeed. Paul, last call.
Hey, brothers. How you doing today?
Good.
Hey, this question is for Ross, man. Can you confirm your appearance at the historic Bandshell in Daytona Beach, Florida? I believe it's coming up in August. When you think it might be able to swing by?
I don't know when you became my agent. I don't know what you're talking about.
No show there, buddy.
Oh.
Okay, good. Let's leave it there.
I think he just needs new pants.
Jamie, last call.
The reaction was great.
Hi, I just want to say hi to my boyfriend Ben, who just bought a brand new Corvette yesterday. But I also wanted to just kind of reaffirm you guys what you were saying with the mask situation. Just put it on.
Oh, there you go. Appreciate that, Jamie. Congrats on the vet. Nice looking car.
Yeah,
Weird
man.
flex, but okay.
Yeah, DJ, last call. It was a weird flex.
Hey, guys, be prepared for Jeb to take another mental health day off tomorrow. Bitch up, Deb.
It's good because he switched it up.
He did. Ecstasy, last call.
I love you guys. I mean, I really love you guys. Jack, I want to rub my fingers through your hair.
Easy, fella.
Yeah. Deb, I really love your peaches. Want to shake old tree. Ross,
You do, and I'll bury you under it.
Rub. I want to rub your calves.
We don't have
And
a
Jimmy,
Rob.
Don't worry.
I'm just going to let you go there, right? We got to go. Big T, last call.
Hey there, Jimmy. I was just wondering if you knew what the last thing was that went through the bug's mind when he hit the windshield.
What?
It was his butt.
All right, thank you very much. Ecstasy, you're a winner, buddy. We're going to put you in because I want to see you make Jack uncomfortable if you win something, and I hope you win more than anybody.
And Ecstasy is a winner, just not the next day.
You are a winner. We're going to put you on hold there
Tuesday
for sure.
stuff.
Ross will get all your info. You are now part of the summer of stuff. All right, guys, don't forget to get your tickets for the big gig coming up in Leesburg this weekend, OrlandoComedy.com. Get them now, $20 in advance, $25 or so at the door. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
On behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us,